Hey, what's good, chat? Oh, I just remembered I never. Oops. Oh well. I'll fix that after the stream. I just realized I never edited the D&D fuck for yesterday. A lot of dead air I gotta go cut out. Apologies for that. I'll fix it after the stream. So, we're right at the end, right? Right at the end. But we were having some trouble. We were having some issues. We're basically kind of locked into get perfect RNG in order to beat EXDEATH. So, the plan is to grind. We'll spend probably like the next hour or two grinding out. Well, maybe not an hour or two, but we're gonna spend some time. We're gonna grind out some classes, get some level ups, get some, you know, all that stuff. So let me actually look some stuff up. Forgot to do this because I was so focused on like a lot of homework. There's kind of a bunch to do. Like game EXP ground. Alright, so it looks like I need to go to the sealed temple. If I want to do anything. So, Final Fantasy 5. I just want to look up where this is. So remember, it's somewhere near the Phantom. Underwater. There's a lot of good stuff there. Alright, cool. There are a lot of enemies there that give like a whole bunch of XP. So, that's the plan. The plan is we're gonna grind some levels and we're gonna grind classes. That's the big one. We're gonna grind classes because we need some better options for our class, for our characters rather. And it seems like, oddly enough, taking freelancer might be one of the best options at the end because you get so many slots on freelancer. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try that out. So I'm going to hope that Lena... Ooh, I'm accidentally teleport out of here. So we're gonna have to walk our way all the way back, which is fine. Because we can kind of get through this. Like, most of these enemies are, like, pretty tough, but they're not, like, that bad. I think they changed Krill's class a couple of times. Apparently Krill does, like, nutty damage sometimes. Or can do pretty nutty damage. Okay, don't have Lena do that. Ever again. It's fine. Unfortunately, like, nothing here actually does grant XP at the end here, but we can't really grind it out here. We're gonna have to... I mean, I guess they do give the ABP for class level ups, but God, these things just do not... They just take so much damage. It's kind of the problem. we're gonna kind of change up our classes quite a bit, or change our characters up quite a bit. Ow. Just because we kind of have to. I mean, Bart's is still gonna keep Spellblade, for sure. But I'd like to get him to Spellblade 6, so we can use Meteor Spellblade, as well as a few other options. We also need to stock up on items as well. We're just, like, so behind in items. Right? Like, we don't have nearly enough. Nearly enough Phoenix Downs or Golden Needles, so we need to, like, really stock up on those. And we're gonna get a bunch of money coming up here, so I'm not as concerned about that stuff, about the money that I have. And Krill was immediately trying to glue up. You hate to see it. Because she actually does like a lot of damage. Gotta fix that. Yeah, like, nothing here grants us much of anything. So, kinda gotta... I'm a little shocked you're not allowed to teleport out of here. But I guess that makes sense. It is like the final dungeon of the game, right? It's just, I don't know, it feels a little weird because you can teleport out of anything. A little strange that I can't teleport out, but that's okay. The Crystal Dragon, huh? Don't remember how tough this thing is, but... okay. Blast it with Holy. The big thing is just that Lena needs levels because she's super behind. By super behind, I mean she's 2 levels. Honestly, 2 levels might as well be super behind in this game. And then we just need better options for Bart's, Krill, and Ferris as far as their abilities are concerned. They're kind of lacking a little bit. Namely, we want things like the double strike that Ranger gets for characters like Krill or Ferris. So I think Ferris we want to keep with Throw. Yeah, it's just money. And I don't know if we're not getting... I think we're not getting the ABP simply because we are maxed out. So it's probably not a bad idea to change a couple of the classes right now just to get them going, but I would rather wait until we're in a safer... I'm not necessarily safer, but until we're in like more of like an area where like that's the thing that we do. I mean, we can honestly probably get away with getting some of it just in the overworld. Or even just like in like the desert. Right? Before this, or some of the areas before here. I'm hoping that once we get like, not necessarily out of here, but once we get to like out of this like kind of like interdimensional crystal part, I'm hoping we can teleport out of the rest of it. But I don't know for sure. Kind of hoping we can. Also, Lena is running out of mana very quickly because we gave her a more defensive setup so she would not die so quickly, and she still died really quickly. So it is what it is. Yep, everyone's gonna get mind blasted. Or maybe it'll only be Ferris! Please stop. Okay. They counterattack with it. I guess Ferris is immune to paralysis? That's nice. I actually don't remember that. But I guess that's the Genji armor, right? Oh, Wayne was dead. What else is he do? Right. She's always dead. We might die just trying to leave this place. We're like run out of resources on our way out. Like, I'm gonna have to probably start popping elixirs soon. I know we missed 2 chests, that's because they're really hard. These places are like, it's a long way to go. So we're running out of mana. Probably gonna be popping an elixir or 2 on Lena. kind of funny because like I almost feel like we might want to give Lena like maybe like a slightly tankier, like some tankier skills. Like give her something that gives her more HP, but I don't know. It's like Bartz needs Spellblade. Because he's the first slung on that one, so we're gonna give him the Spellblade stuff. We can take Spellblade 6, once we get him there. Right? And then we want him to take, like, the Double Strike, and we want him to take... probably, like, I don't know, something else. Something relevant. I'm not entirely against Ferris keeping... That's unfortunate. I think this doesn't do, like, I'm not against Ferris staying as a samurai with the throw skill. I think that's been very, very useful. Because, like, okay. Because at the worst... that's about what we want anyways. Can we not with this? Oh my god. Okay. I will not control her. Never mind. I'm sorry. Okay, he's dead. No, it's just Ferris now. Bring back Krill. Good. Krill's dead. Well, Krill's not dead, I lied. Only water Elena. And Lena can't do anything crazy. Lena's dead. I'm just gonna F her. Wait, no. I meant Elixir. No, I wanted Elixir! That's my bad. I forgot what the item was called. Even though I literally was just saying that is 100% my bad. Lena is alive. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna give her the Elixir now. I'm gonna need to get more of these, I think. I don't remember if anyone... I don't remember if you can, like, buy them or not, though. That's kind of the struggles. I don't remember if they're purchasable. I mean, I can always look them. They might be farmable in some way. So that's... sometimes an option. Sometimes you can just, like, steal them from enemies. Whatnot. We can just, like, farm steal them. We get to, like, a high enough level that we don't care. I think Lena having a shield might be useful. Oh, maybe not. Like, if we give her the ability to equip shields, that might help a lot, but I don't think that'll be that useful, honestly. Just throw money at them. If I throw enough money at my problems, they'll go away, so... That's the main problem dealt with. Lena does need to kill everybody, though. Everyone out. Oh, actually, no, don't. Yeah. Do not throw more money at them. Because, these things do not provide enough money. I've kind of noticed to do that. All the enemies here actually just, like, they lose money. I got 1900 gil for that. That somewhat difficult fight. Go down and back up. 2 King Behemoths. This is going to be moderately annoying. Well, I guess technically I can just use like Meteor and stuff, right? 'Cause I don't think they respond back against time magic, right? Oh no, they do. Okay, never mind. Ow. I mean, understandable, but ow. Don't bring Lena back. she's pretty useful here, so. And everyone else just swings. And we hope for the best. Okay, Bartz is dead. Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd be able to teleport out of here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not have to run all the way out. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a little annoying, right? But it's not the end of the world. Like, it would be smart, in fairness, to probably equip some of the new classes. But I'm honestly kind of afraid that we would struggle to fight things and actually get out of here if I did that. So which is why I'm not doing it. I would rather almost guarantee that we can fight stuff, because I know we can fight them with this current setup, even if it's very slow. A lot of these characters can't do the damage. Not just a fun. Let the rest of the party handle the damage. That's just kind of how it is right now, right? Like, Leda is literally here to heal and do nothing else, and dies way too fast to be useful in any other way. Can't even heal half the time because she's dead. So we definitely need to get her a couple of level ups. Hopefully make her a little bit tankier. Nice crit. But it didn't matter. Nice crit anyways. Nice. I believe this is where you start in this section. Yes. So hopefully that means we can time magic our way out of here. Okay, we can cast teleport, but will it take us back into the dimension, or will it take us out of here? Took us out of there. Nice! Alright. So first things first, we're gonna go stop at a town and rest up. We have a bunch of cottages. I'm fine just spending like 10 guild. Rest up. I mean, we technically could go do like some side quest stuff too that we chose not to do. Those are like, which is why I chose not to do them. It'll take a long time. Those are only like 2, and they're just for summons, and I don't think I intend to summon. If we could use a summoner, that is possible, but then if we oh my god, dive underwater. Okay. Why is that? There's like a cave nearby. Right? Oh. I just wonder there's supposed to be a cave. The sealed temple. Oh. That's not a thing in this game. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's for the advanced version of remakes. Okay. Let's look up the remaster. Late game thing. There's outside Crescent is like a decent spot. Because you can farm prototypes. Most fun entry on this prototype is an enemy found on southwest of Crescent in the first. As its core, prototype could be a tricky enemy to defeat. It has a glaring weakness, control. Kill itself using full destruct. So someone can use before. It's 500 XP, that is not enough. Castle Ball Basement, that's way too low. Interdimensional Rift Maneuver. That does not help. I'm just trying to find like a good spot. Just world. Okay. It looks like, funnily enough, the early sections of that dungeon are actually like the best places to do EXP grinding. But there's also the desert. The desert's also a pretty decent spot. We need the black chocobo to go to the desert. I'm gonna use the desert for right now. I feel like that's going to be a little bit easier to move through. Next to Phoenix Tower. Which actually, I think Phoenix Tower is a thing we didn't do, so... Maybe we just do Phoenix Tower. While we try to get our jobs somewhat up. I believe it's this desert. How I get in here? And that mountain's awesome. Ah, that's how we get in. Okay. So jobs. Bart's, you need to become... you for sure need to become a ranger. So certainly gain aim, and then I'll give you equip armor for now, so you can still be kind of tanky. I mean, he gets the Artemis bow, which is good. You can have crystal armor, tiger mask. That's probably good. Krill, I don't know what I want you to do. If I go to freelance, kind of pick and choose a little bit better, but I don't want to necessarily be a freelancer right now. I want her to take something else. Maybe Master. Just to help with the grinding right now. Better we can give her Chemist. Might be helpful too. Yeah, let's give her Chemist. So we can learn other stuff. And we'll give her... we'll give her White Magic level 5, I think. And so she'll take the Assassin's Dagger and get all that stuff. And then Ferris, I'm okay keeping her as a samurai, but... Actually, let's just keep her, and we keep Lena as well. And then I want to... probably put Krill in the back, right? She's a little bit squishier now. Oh, Bart's definitely needs to go in the back as well. So maybe put Krill on the front, and then give her, instead of White Magic, just give her the HP plus 10%. Cool. Then we can go ahead and save the game. And before we do anything, we actually want to Time Magic load on everybody. Because a lot of the enemies here are trying to do, like, Earthquake magic and stuff. But they have, like, a lot of, like, you know, like, Earthquake-based spells. Oh, nice! So it begins. My man is already confused. Oh my god, he almost a one-shot her. Thankfully that should take him out of confusion, or not. No, that's fine. Just gear everybody up. So I think if he actually hits somebody, they're gonna have to string him high at this point. Just keep healing. I mean, he straight up is almost one-shotting Lena. It was really scary. Krill literally at 1 HP. That's so spooky. This time he's on my side again. Nice crit. Oh, there we go. There's the instant death. I think a decent amount of XP. Got a good amount of stuff too. We're at the Phoenix Tower if we want to do that. Ah, these guys. We'll throw some money at them. Those are the things we want to fight a little bit more, I think, because they're going to be a little bit easier to deal with. But, this is what it is. Oh my god. I'm gonna try not to spam, Nagi too much, because we're not making like an absurd amount of money down here in the desert, so I don't want to necessarily throw my cash all over the place. Because I kind of need the money, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Alright, Ports mastered animals. Krill has pharmacology. I don't know what either of those do. So let's take a look. Animals. Call on woodland friends for assistance? I'm curious. I just want to know what that does. And then you gained pharmacology. Use use knowledge of medicine to double the potency of potion, either or more, or and more. That's great. I don't really care though. Dang, absolutely one shot. Yeah, and this is why we have float cast. Because they know Earthquake, so we don't have to worry about that at all. I guess we could have made Lena like a mage. Either blue or red mage gains the option to do double cast, which for Lena would be really nice. Right, because we can always just put white mage or white magic on her on the back. She's mastered it. We also need to make sure Bart's kits Spellblade 6. Alright. Which he's actually probably gonna be stuck being a Spellblade. No, not necessarily. No, because we can just make him Freelancer and give him Spellblade plus Double Strike. This is why he's a Ranger, because Ranger gets Double Strike. Huge for him. And then Krill is getting, or is currently getting something else. Let me actually look some job stuff in Focus 5, so I can kind of see like what all the stuff is. What all the things we get, so I can kind of figure this out after we jobs and Final Fantasy. Is it Blue Mage, or is it a different one? Interesting, so they have like the different, I forgot to cut that. So the different jobs have modifiers on your stats. Which is nice. Bart's is dead. I can't say that I'm like super surprised. I'm not tabbed in! Unless this thing gets, like, insta-killed. Bring him back. That's all the equipment they can wear. Abilities. They get check, they get learn, blue magic, scan. None of that actually helps me. None of that's what I want. So I'm looking then, I think it's red magic then. We'll get double cast. Yeah, dual cast. That requires 909 APP though, so that's gonna be a pain to try to grind for. But it does allow you to cast 2 different spells back to back, which is very powerful. Obviously, getting to cast twice is a big deal. Oh yeah, Bartz isn't floating anymore, huh? I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, I forgot that because he died, he's not floating. Alright, let's fix that. Dang, full cost 10 mana? That's crazy. Now, again, we're not looking to necessarily master these classes, we're just looking to gain the big benefits from them. Which should be pretty easy to accomplish. I would think. Plus, we also do kind of need level ups. Mostly for Lena, but like, everyone could use a couple of level ups, honestly. I'm not necessarily looking to get, like, a super ridiculously high level, but having a couple of level ups would be really, really good. Honestly, I think having a summoner with dual cast would be really nice. The problem is, I don't want Lena to not be a lane mage. And, well, actually, it could make her a mime. Like, because mime gets 3 choices. So we could give her summoning magic, white magic, and dual cast. She just wouldn't have the ability to do a basic attack, so she'd be locked into using mana. She wouldn't be able to use items either, which is a little problematic. But she's level 39 now, so... Maybe we'll do the Phoenix Tower as well, just to... Problem with using red magic for anything other than dual cast is just the inherent problem. But I'm curious. Oh, I actually can't. I can't. I don't have the mana. I forgot she's not wearing the thing anymore. I should probably give her the mana cost reduction again. Honestly, I'll probably like pop a cottage. I remember when I bought a bunch of them. Alright, so Krill now has mix, which is good. That's something we want. Items. Get everyone back to full health. Yeah, you can only get level 3 magic using exclusively red magic. That's fine. So Krill now having the ability to mix, yes, is nice. That can kind of help mitigate some of the issues. We can increase party level or character levels as we fight EXDEATH. That'll be useful. While we're at it, we're gonna give her Beatsmith for now, just so that she can learn that thing. And for right now, give her counter. I think she has more health parts. Kind of crazy. Maybe. What level are we at? Red B. I don't particularly want to farm out this stuff. I'm gonna give her white magic level 6. Just so that it doesn't absolutely smoked. But just so she's not like completely worthless, I'm gonna give her the gold happening. Oh wait, are we floating? We're not floating. You have to have the time then. Alright, then I need you to pass the time. Make everybody float. Now we can give you cast the good if we need to. Oh my god, I do not know why I'm coughing so much. I actually don't. It's kind of weird because like it's only when I'm like talking a lot. You could cough like crazy. I don't know why. Alright. So Bart's is close. But, I mean, this is a little bit more for like a little bit of EXP to try to get us like a couple levels, mostly to catch Lena up, and to get a couple of these early levels in some of these classes to kind of like push through those. Because most of the other stuff is going to be done. And most of the rest of the greatness to be done in the connection, because everything there provides so much more AVP. Oh my god. Right, but we need like 1 or 2 more combats out here for Bart's to get his stuff up. Oh, Krill died. Lena's about to die. Lena's dead. Oh my god, she's not. We'll bring Krill back. She won't have float anymore. That's honestly... I don't think I care enough to fix that. It's got Earthquake. It doesn't do like a crazy amount of damage, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm trying to think of anything else to give Ferris. I mean, we could try to give Ferris a double hit. But that might help early on too, actually, making her a ranger. But I don't know. Or giving her those ranger abilities might be useful. I think it's gonna definitely heal. I think it's the last thing about her. Yeah. That's honestly okay though, because I mean it's not wasted a lot of MP on that. That's fine. Yeah, we're mostly here to just attack, anyways. Poor Krill. Being absolutely stomped on by this earthquake. Now everyone's set to attack again. Bart's mastered aim. Got 1 more level to go. It'll take a while. Okay. Again, we're mostly doing this one for the rather than the actual ability points. People like Lena really need to catch up to 40. It's so unfortunate that she's so behind, but it's just because, 1, she was taken out of the party for a little bit, just because story, and 2, she just kind of keeps getting focused out of nowhere. Like, she keeps just dying really quickly. It's really unfortunate. Like, she just dies so much. I think Krill died again. Yeah. Thankfully, it's not that important if she lives or not. I think it's nice. super important. But like, she's useful. And we're kind of here to potentially get her control as an option for grinding in other areas. Because there are other spots we can grind for more stuff, and having control will be much more useful than a lot of the stuff that we have now. Because not having control has been kind of an issue. It trivializes a lot of like normal enemies, which is part of why I want to just like get it. Thankfully she has counter, so that's I'm gonna whip at those pretty good stuff. Gotta love grinding in these games. It's always so fun and enjoyable. I think Pearl's dead again. Oh. Maybe I should cast Float on her again. It's kind of unfortunate because she's like kind of getting focused a little bit. I should have healed. No, she'll be fine. I also have no idea what the catch does. Oh my god! That Bartz is gonna change her for a while. Yeah, if I wanted Ferris to do that, I'd have wanted to start that earlier, but I think it's probably better that we don't. Right? Try to get them one at a time. Just because, you know, now we have a little bit more... Right, because we don't have, like, multiple Artemis spells or anything like that. Like, we only have one. Let's at least give... Right, so if I wanted to do both... This part is going to take back the Mystic class. So there's going to be a good amount of time here where we have an opening to the weapons and equipment. So that way we can give Ferris the equipment instead. But there's probably something else we can do for Ferris here, other than just having Ferris sit as a samurai. No, there is something. We considered a ninja? And just give her, like, the Ninage too. We'll actually give her the way she can have a better weapon. Because Ninja gets a really interesting option in at level 5, I think? I don't know how many levels it has. I think it's level 5, Ninja. Gains a very, very useful skill, which is the ability to double equip or dual wield. Which is unique to the ninja. Only the ninja gains that as an option. So if you max out ninja, you can dual wield. And doing dual wield with the double strike that we're currently trying to get parts is really, really disgusting. Alright, so everyone needs a lot of AP. Land on it. Quite crazy. This is not like the best place to farm this stuff, so what we're trying to do, but I mean, it'll work. Alright, like, we're definitely getting progress. It's kind of slow, but what it is. We're killing things pretty quickly, right? And Ferris is like... Ferris basically one-shots something. Bart's just leveled up. Bill will level up next fight. Make sure the XP isn't very big here. Going back to the level grinding thing. See here. can use Odin in a lot of the later floors. The interdimensional rift with that. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to use the sealed temple because that's the addition thing. Honestly, it'd be really cool if we could. Now, I don't want to necessarily say that there's like a problem with these games not including that stuff, because there isn't really an issue with it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really care that that stuff's not in here. But I can understand why some people might not appreciate that they like cut content, even though they didn't. If that makes sense, because that stuff was never originally in these games. But I can understand why people might think that it's a little silly that they wouldn't include the additional content used in later edition of the game. Because it is kind of silly, in a way. Because, like, we have versions of these games where that's the case, right? Where we have that stuff. So, why remove it? But I don't personally care. Because I think the point of these was just to create a true to the original versions. Right, so that you can essentially experience the games in their true original form. It doesn't bug me at all that none of that additional content is in these. I do understand where the criticism comes from. So Krill's gonna get another level in. I think we're gonna try to do one. Now we're like out of mana on Lena here, so we gotta be a little careful. We basically just gotta hope that Krill doesn't get absolutely slapped. God! Alright, Krill learned control. That is all we needed her to get. At this point, I don't really know what to give her. I mean, we could try to give her, like, the ability to dual wield with Ninja. Could make her a summoner. Or use some good summon stuff for now. She has, like, the abilities that I would want her to have, right? And I don't think there's anything else we need her to take on as a class. Just because I don't think we need any of the other ones mastered. Not really mastered, any of the other abilities. And if we wanted to have a double mage thing going on, then Summoner would be the way to go, I guess. I think Summoners are very powerful. It can help too, because if we can use her and summon Odin, then that'll be. I will give her. I don't know what I'll give her. Maybe we're just like the HP. Yeah, we'll just give her the HP. But she can just go in the back. But I will give her the hair. The formation thing here. I think for Bart's, we're just gonna give her equip shield or equip swords at this point. Although it's like technically a slight damage debuff, we're gonna give him Excalibur. That way we can just kind of put him in the front. Just so that we have two people in the front. And at this point as well. I think I'm at a cottage, and I think we're actually gonna go through. All we get out of this is the Phoenix Summon. Isn't going to be like super useful. Anything helps, like we didn't do this. I didn't particularly want. It's essentially just 50-50 the tower. But it's also the last place that I did go to. So I just got the last achievement that I was missing. Chorus. Hans Chorus again. Hans Chorus for the third time. Spore. Nice. And we have like a very low HP party right now, which is a little concerning. But that's fine. But everyone has melee weapons, so everyone being in the front row isn't that big of a deal, honestly. XP here, not the greatest. You get a Lamia's Heart for it. Hit the right side this time. Memory serves me right. There's items, but no chest. Oh yeah, if I remember right, you have to like use. Okay. I have the walkthrough still. I can just really scroll down to it. Side quests. Phoenix Tower. Good for a tower. One that's trapped, one that is not. Trapped items will simply lead to a winnable fight. Every 5 floors you'll see 2 pots. Both have a item to collect. One of each pair is a magic pot enemy. Don't try to fight it, instead just throw it in a lake. Okay. I don't have many of these though. Yeah, yippee! Then it just... Dang, Curl Mastered Summon level 1, 2, and Bard's Mastered Equip Bows. Oh jeez, it's further in range than I thought it was. Got a free Phoenix down out of that. And 5,000 gil. Let's see that. As a note, the enemies in here, I believe, are new. Whoopsies! I wasted an elixir. That's my bad. That is actually my bad. That's really bad that I did that. I'm pretty sure we can buy them from somewhere. I don't remember where. It might be the Phantom Village? I don't know. Let's take a look at that. Let's just see if we can buy more. Oh, that's just another way to obtain them. Yes. The tower itself isn't, like, bad. You go into combat if you take the wrong side, and that's basically it. The combat's here, obviously. Not really that bad. So you can't cast like crazy high spells. Alright, so while we're doing it would help if I could spell. Final Fantasy 5! There's found. You can win them from various enemies, you can steal them from various enemies. You can buy them in the Mirage Final Lane. I don't know what that is. I'm sure we've been there. I'm sure I can like look in for that. Let it be known, I am just like picking random rooms. I'm not actually... Like, I don't actually have any idea. Like, that is not information that I currently have. I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go. Wow, that is really annoying. Definitely wanted to reverse the mini though. That's very annoying. And Krill is dead. We're gonna bring Bartz back. And Bartz is dead. You love to see it. I don't remember if you can use a like resurrection spell on zombies to get them back or not. And Elena's dead. I should be doing this more often. I just want to get out of this fight, if I'm being honest. I forgot that Odin has the instant win fight button. That is my bad. Item, we'll use one of my 4 Phoenix. I need to buy more Phoenix Downs too. That's enough? Nope. Yeah, it doesn't do that either. Alright, holy water it is then. Magic, Virago. Monster. It's a magic pod. I have 4 of these. Yeah, yippee. There's also a bunch of mixed formulas with this. I don't think we care about any of them. If I'm being honest. Got a free Phoenix down out of it, so that's... Not like we haven't just dealt with one. We just used one. Why are you like this? Stop! Ah, that is so annoying! Why is the zombie status a thing? Why is there not an easy way to deal with it? Why is it literally just an item and nothing else? Oh. Blue water, give it to her. Nice! Well, that's annoying. Oh. That seems like a bug. I'm not complaining, though. Well, I believe Bart still technically gets... yeah. Still gets the XP and stuff. Needle... Ride... Dang, this is the first time we've actually gotten, like, a trap one. That's crazy. Unless this is supposed to happen, I don't know. Oh, Lena's super dead. Oops. That was my bad. Oh, Bart's... oh, no, he survived that. Well, Ferris is dead, apparently. Oh, is Ferris wearing the bone armor? That's why. Maybe? I don't know. I actually don't know why that happened. Oh, okay, we killed it. Ferris doesn't get the XP, that's fine. Everyone's so squishy right now. I believe we're all level 40. Oh, Lena, I don't think Lena's level 40 yet, actually. When I say that. Is she wearing it? Yeah, she's wearing the bone mail. I'm gonna give her the time. And I guess she can wear a Hypno Crown, because at least it's something. I would rather her have that, if I'm being honest. Alright. Dang, so I managed to get, like, every 50-50. That's crazy. This is going to be obnoxious. Lena is stoned. Bart is asleep. Oh no, he's poisoned. Summon Odin. Unfortunate that we got Gungnir. I think it's good damage, but that's not what we want. We want the other one that one-shots people. Yeah, that one. We want Zanpetsuka. Because that is an instant kill button. Against enemies that can't be instant. I will just use the 415. 2,000. One of these goobers. I'm running out of elixirs. I don't know if I have enough to get through all of this. Wait, I might not be able to fight all of these guys. Well, else I can get more. Mastered summon level 5, that's good. A 3 Phoenix down out of that. 60. There's so many floors on the card. I wasted another one! I hate it here. Why do they know that? Why do they know roulette? That's fine. Golden. Knock Gungnir, no! Oh. I mean, Gungnir's fine, it doesn't bother. Like, actually, it does a stupid amount of damage. Oh, Bartz is dead. That's what I'm talking about, you know? Those enemies are just obnoxious. I think we might want to give Ferris the thing again. I'm running out of Phoenix Downs. I'm running out of mana. You have the crown. What? Or the hair? Yeah, you have hairpin. That shouldn't cost 50. It should cost 25. Is that a bug? Yeah, that should cost 25. Alright, take some headers, I guess. Kind of fun. Okay. Well, that kind of hurt a little bit. That's so weird. I wonder what the issue with that is. Not the issue. I wonder if that's just like a weird thing. Maybe the gold hairpin only works in combat. That doesn't sound right. But what do I know? Clearly nothing. 19. 20. Okay. Please give me the good 50-50. Let's go! Murder them all! This is why we wanted this, honestly. Monster! How many floors is this place? That's my last elixir. So you can win it from various enemies, such as... But none of these are correct. But neither of those drop the thing. Literally neither of them do. That one does. It's like a thing? I don't know. Hey, Ferris Master dual wield. Good. Actually, kind of what I wanted to do. Yeah. So, we kind of just have to ignore the pots, I think? Maybe not. We might be able to... Let's pick up them. I swear, I hate you. I hate you so much. I got a holy water too. All the stupid dance macabres. And we got Gungnir instead too. Oh my god. It's over. It's over. It's over! Like, you know, I think I talked about this video, but that was like a reference, right? I swear, can you stop with this? I'm so sick of you. I think I was saying it, like, in reference to something, but I could never remember what it was in reference to. And then I remembered. It's in reference to, the dragon. More correctly, it's a reference to, like, there was videos regarding the fighters, some of those, where Gary, ZX_, says some stuff like that, in that exact, like, tone. Hopefully that just one-shots this thing. Yeah, Odin is a great summon. Having it is wonderful. Couldn't imagine having anything else. Another pair of Hermes sandwiches. Oh. That's a new one. And it is not dead. Because you rolled the 50-50 against an enemy that can't get one shot. You love to see it. Alright. Good. Elixir. Double weed. I can buy it from Mirage. Find a land. I don't know what that means. Alright, well, if the left was trapped last time, then it won't be trapped this time. Now it's going to be on the right side. That'll be when I go, okay? This is a good sign. They're giving us the combat now. I hate you! I hate you. I hate you. And I hate you. And I couldn't menu fast enough. And he's dead. He actually died. He is just dead. And we didn't cure the zombie problem because he's the one that was doing it. Okay. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. It's my favorite thing in this game to have this kind of stuff happen. I have 7 holy waters. And I am honestly kind of sick of this. Oh my god! I'm sick of that too. I don't know why that keeps happening. And of course we got Gungnir and not the one, the insta-kill. Kiraga's fine. It's not what I wanted to do, but I'm just gonna... Stop! Where is my insta-kill now? Why do I always get the insta-kill proc on my allies, but not on the enemies? I swear to God. Stop! I don't have enough of these! I mean, there's definitely a magic that cures the zombie status. I genuinely have no idea what it is, though. Like, actually. I do not know what it is. Alright, I can't attempt these. So, I mean, it seems like it's just Phoenix Downs anyways. How tall is this tower? I don't care anymore. It's 30th floor? Well, we're almost there. We're about to reach the top, we might as well just finish it. Alright, Odin, I swear, do not mess me up. Thank you. Like, if I had more elixirs, I would gladly grab those pots, but I can't risk it. I don't know which one, and I'm gonna get stuck fighting it forever, because I can't give it the elixir that it wants. Alright, this one's gonna be left as well. Calling it right now. They're gonna do 3 lefts and then a right. That's my big brain call. Alright, Odin, give me the 50-50. Let's go. Phoenix is going to be a very difficult fight because we don't have health. Our team is very squishy right now. Might have to swap back a little bit. Alright, left. Alright, I'm a liar. Oh, who's a bee? I don't think we have fought one of these, but... Okay. That kind of hurt a little bit. That's unfortunate that we rolled the 50-50 this time. I gotta make sure that Lena does not cast Firaga. Come on, Odin! Why do you 50-50 the insta-kill constantly against enemies that are literally immune to it? But you could never get it against the ones that I want you to. Feels bad. We're gonna need to give something like that to Krill in a second here. Oh, I guess there is no right option, it's literally just fight the soul cannon. Okay, we're going to take control. Because everybody is dying. Thank you! Only the proper 50-50 this time. And everyone's fine. Kinda. This thing should hopefully die to that? Yeah. That's a lot of damage. I have no idea what the Phoenix Summon does, but I can't imagine it'll be like the most useful thing. It'll probably it'll be useful, sure, but that assumes I'm even going to use a summoner to begin with. Oh, don't tell me to go right into the fight. Here are you? Crap. That's the Windrake that saved you? Crap. And there he goes. I hear you. I hear you. What are you doing? Because he wants to help you. Hear you? Do I not need to fight for this? I thought I wouldn't need to fight for it. Okay. Well. Not what I expected. Lena? I knew he didn't have much longer to live. I mean, in the forest when he saved me. Seems he came to this tower so we could use the last of his strength to help you. Here are you. What do you mean Mother's not going to make it? Dear, the doctor did his best. It seems the only thing that tore her is Windrake's tongue. Lena? You're going with that knife. Certainly you don't mean to. Stop! Sire, I'll go. Princess Lena, kill him and you kill the last of the Windrakes. What's more, the Queen Mother has always cared deeply for Hiryu. Still cut out his tongue. Oh, they should give me the choice? No, Hiryu doesn't deserve it. Princess, your father used to come here every day, just as conflicted as you are now. But perhaps you made the right decision. Mother! No, unfortunately, it does happen. Tough choices need to... Nani? Windrake Hiryu became a phoenix and entrusted his strength and soul to light. Received the summon monster, Phoenix. Hiryu, thank you. Well, we did it, I guess. Right. Well... give Lena time magic, and we'll go ahead and teleport out of here. Missed one pot, but that's fine. Not that. I would like to use a pot. So, since I can buy a City of Mirage, let's see what's up with that. Is that a place on the map that I know about? Mirage? I mean, I've been everywhere, so I would know about it. I just don't know if it's on, like, the main map or... I guess not. Let me take a look. Oh, it's just the Phantom Village. Okay. So we can just buy it in there. So we can buy a lot of cool stuff there. It might be time to go back there, actually. What level is Lena? She's level 40? Okay. So she's like kind of caught up. Go ahead, so I head back. Before I do anything too. Menuing. Menus are hard! Put that up. Just in case. You never know. What does Phoenix do? Revives a KO party member up to full health. Or triggers Flames of Rebirth. Attacks on moving fire. Nice. Also have Gungnir. They have a lot of very powerful summons, it's just... They don't really help me in the final fight that much. Like, they definitely help, but they're not, like, crazy useful, unfortunately. First is about to pull up. We're actually pretty close on Bart's as well. So it might be worth getting that last little section here. We can also technically go back to the tower. Sorry, the mountain range up there. This thing is not actually going to be one shot. That's crazy. There's the Phoenix Mountain, or Phoenix Mountain, and there's a North Mountain fight quest. And hell, we're already here. Look at me saying I wasn't going to do this, and then I do it anyway. Because we kind of need a little bit of extra experience and stuff. This is just an easy way to get it. Fortunate. Technically get the roulette blue magic, but I've kind of given up on blue magic. It's apparently very good. I just, you know, it's one of those things that like you have to like dedicate a character to it right out of the gate, pretty much, in order to kind of keep getting them. And I just kind of had other priorities. Like I was definitely doing it early on, but we kind of stopped. So we come in here, we can also. You just go straight through. Also, the stuff should die pretty quick. Which is kind of nice, it looks like we might get Bart's to level up. Oh my god. Before we get anywhere too far. We'll be able to get rapid fire. Or like right. All of these enemies only grant like one right now though. So like trying a couple of combats. So honestly, I was gonna say these are enemies we don't need to have Odin come out again. So that one was worth 2. Ooh. Just because like it's just not worth it. Like, we are so over-leveled for these things. Just straight swinging is probably better. Go all the way through? Not entirely sure. I thought Ferris has mastered dual wield, actually. Let's go back to being a samurai. Let's potentially give her like something called save point, not that I'm gonna eat it. I don't remember how much further along, or how much more there is to this place. Upcoming thing. Might want to there actually is something. A summon. A great Bahamut. Which obviously we probably wanted different stuff. It's okay. We can just throw some stuff. You have broken the seal. You could best me in battle. I shall award you my power. I guess we do have some very powerful summons on our side. Maybe it won't be too bad. We can throw some use. Throw the normal shuriken. Alright, almost 3k damage. Leviathan's probably not bad. I'm a little concerned. I'm not so much concerned about the damage as I'm concerned about our health. Wait, I think that's fair. Be concerned about our HP. Okay, maybe I'm a little too concerned. A little bit, because I just need to do what I want to do anyways already. Once I start throwing some healing down. Not fire magic. AoE Kira is fine. Keep some in the life, I guess. I think Odin's actually maybe better. I don't know. But I feel like Odin might not be better, right? Because we might fail the 50-50 with Odin. And if we fail the 50-50, then it's a waste of mana at a turn. They accomplished nothing there. This is where having the ability to do pure Raga would be nice. We have that as well. Do we have like a healing one actually? I don't remember. It absorbs HP from an enemy, and that's flex. We'll summon Carbuncle. Hope that helps a little bit. Give us the magic barrier. It gives everyone a reflect. Unfortunately, we got slapped. Nice crit. He does not have reflect anymore because he's dead. I'm gonna summon Odin. Actually, I probably should use Phoenix. I think about well, no, because it kind of becomes. I think it's a 50-50. Well, Bartz is dead, but he's also going to dodge. Again? Oh, is he just like? Is he just like on loop? Okay. Well, Bartz doesn't get any of the XP, which kind of sucks, but everyone else gets stuff. Nice. Well, we gained Bahamut. 25 AVP, that would have been nice. But it's good for lane in. I don't remember what Summoner gets as like a max level thing. Hey, and we got the Bahamut Summon, which is probably powerful. I honestly don't know. Bahamut's usually a pretty good one. Get that done, and Go to magic. Deals major damage to all enemies with Mega Flare. That'll be useful. Oh, you know what? Alright. I think I know what my plan for Lena would be. I think the idea is we want to get Lena the ability to do dual cast. And then with dual cast, we can have her be a summoner, right? And dual cast summoning, and also give her the white magic, right? Make her like a mime or something. Right, Odin, don't fail me now. Cool. Right, so that way we can have Mega Flare be double cast in phase 2 and just absolutely obliterate everything. Alright, Bart's finally learned Rapid Fire and mastered the class in general. That's really huge for him. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's go back to the airship and reassess the characters and stuff. Also gotta head back to the Mirage City anyways. I didn't do that little side quest that was go around the world money with Chocobo, but I don't think we get anything like super important for it anyways. Just like an item. Yeah, it could be a useful item. Sure. We'll go ahead, we'll park the Chocobo, we'll head into the town. We'll rest up, and we'll see what is going on. 10 guild to stay. I probably should have done this after changing my classes, but I can always just use a cotton. Not bad. Okay, so where? Yeah, sell them. Oh, you do 50k a piece. So some big things that we need. We need more Phoenix Downs. We want like 20 of them. We're gonna want a bunch of those. Honestly, we're probably gonna want just like have a bunch of status cures in general. And then this guy, each of those will be useful. And let me pull up. No, let me search the link. Easier, I think, if I go to team. I'm just looking up jobs again. Because if I do decide to use the chemist idea, right, the chemist plan, I need to see what I need to be mixed. That's interesting. I can do a bunch of those. Mix. So there's like regular items, special items, or dragon power. Dragon Fang plus any form of potion. Okay. So, how many Dragon Fangs do? I assume we have like a decent. Got like 17 of them. What I'm gonna do here, I'm also going to purchase only normal potion. Just to have a I don't want to spend all my money necessarily. I want to have the option to use Aninage. I'd like to have some money. I'm gonna spend all my money. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I can sell here too at this point, right? Like, we have so much equipment that we can just get rid of, but I don't know what I do and don't need to help smooth, or to help keep the leveling process smooth. So, not too much right now. Alright. So, Bart's is now good on that front. We need him to be a Mystic class again. Where's Mystic? What the... Yeah, that Mystic. This Mystic Knight gets filled by level 6, as opposed to 5 that is mastered. We need him to gain 1 more level in this. Then while we're here... Rapid Fire... Oh, yeah, that's probably makes sense for him there. I don't know if I want him wearing the Genji armor, though. Right. Well, I guess that's fine. I guess he can, since we're probably about to swap you to be a ranger. At this point, you can actually, I think... Can I actually... Let me put in here. Can I actually give you... Knuckle... Automatically cast haste on the wearer, prevents paralysis, sleep, stopping. That's quite useful. Don't worry about that. Okay, so Krill is currently a summoner. That's fine. Formation, I'll move you to the back. And I want for time magic to like what is light step? Oh, avoid. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to get here. I'm gonna go back to the rift. I think it was up here. Yeah, this. I need to go back into this place now. So we have to like adventure all the way back through the dungeon, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. Let's do the rapid fire next. Not bad. Like, honestly, not bad. Nice. Yeah, Ferris is gonna gain some stuff. Unfortunately, the desert here doesn't have, like, needs for grinding. It's honestly just more of what we were already doing. It's just now the enemies are here instead of at desert. We're just gonna spam Odin again. Oh god. We're running into a problem again, where because we're kind of like trying to gain some levels here. Our party's a little on the weak side, as far as health is always big. It's okay. I think once we get maybe a little bit deeper, we might have a little bit easier of a time. I'm gonna have Mark's focus on using rapid fire. Nice. It costs like a lot of mana. Which this is gonna be a bit tricky for us right now, because we're a little on the weak side. Even though we're like definitely in the level range we need to be to do this, I think it's just because our levels are just kind of... Our levels don't really mean as much here. It's kind of the thing. Yeah, and I sure do love roulette. I love watching a party member die for free because they happen to get RNG'd on. 1 in 7 chance. Anyways. I don't really need her. To be alive necessarily. Doesn't really gain much for it. Paris has mastered animals, which is cool. I don't get like a lot of ABP right now, but that's because most of it's gonna come closer to the save point. If I remember right, I just want to take the top one. I want thunder. Hey, we got the insta-kill this time. But we didn't really need it. You know, just take this. Got leveled up. Always nice to see. I don't need to worry about chests or anything on my way up because we grabbed them all. So we're just kind of... We're just kind of running through. Get back to where we need to be. I think having rapid fire will definitely help. I don't know if it'll make the biggest difference in the world, but it'll definitely help. Level 2, level 5 death. You'll love to see that one. That's my favorite one to see. And with Gungnir. Unfortunate. Keep getting Gungnir. I need the other one. I'm hoping Rapid Fire takes out. Or no. And Gungnir again! It's like 4 coin tosses in a row, I think, that we've gotten Gungnir. These things aren't immune to instant death. Maybe I should just be having Ferris doing that then. Gave it to her, right? I don't particularly want to use my Phoenix Downs for this, so what we're going to do, we're going to just give L Magic level 5. You can cast Raise. Then late I can just drag everybody. I'll just use mana. I think we have a save point coming up. I don't remember. I remember this dungeon was just like, there wasn't like a lot of save points. Yeah, we have here. I kind of wasted it. Then we just want to, I think we just go. Yeah, and then in this room, we have this. All the statuses and all the stuff. Yeah, then we can come out. We can actually kind of use this as like a since we don't have to worry about enemies in the town part of it. I can kind of just like grind right here. Oh, you're supposed to thunder, huh? That's crit. Unfortunate. Hey, we got the insta-kill. How's the XP and ABP here? Definitely a lot more XP. ABP is about the same. That's okay. I want to make sure I set Lena to different attack. Oh, actually, no, Thundara should be fine here. So I think it should. But it should hopefully deal with the 2 light flames, but I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, the XP here is crazy. We're getting like a lot of others too. Like, I can always go back into the town, so it doesn't really matter that much. Nice crit. Ew, gross. Oh. Yeah. This is definitely going a lot better. I don't know. So, it's like I might just have Bartz stay a Spellblade. That's kind of like what I'm thinking. Like, I want Ferris to have Rapid Fire as well as an option. Just a matter of I want to set Ferris up. Like, Ferris is kind of weird, and Lena's kind of weird. Those are the 2 that I'm, like, not sure how I want to set them up. And Krill, I don't really know what I want to do either. Because obviously we have, like, a lot of the big summons now. So I would kind of like to have Krill not necessarily be a summoner for that, but only so much I can do about that. Oh, we got Gungnir. Of course. I mean, it's like maybe not my biggest complaint, but I definitely wish you could choose with your summons a little bit more. Because not being able to choose on your summon, that sucks. Like, what part of the summon you get? Just a little annoying. It's not the end of the world, but those kind of just suck. Right? There's so little you can actually do. I should just Rapid Fire actually, thinking about it. Common Odin. We got Gungnir, which is unfortunate. God. You got Gungnir? Yeah. It's 3 in a row. I mean, I know. We got a bunch of other one in a row too, though, so it's only fair that by this point that's what's happening. Oh, turn her into a frog again. God, it's so obnoxious. These guys, I swear. Obviously, right? I think I already said it, right? The reason why we wanted to get Rapid Fire on Bartz is so that Bartz can use Rapid Fire with Spellblade 6, so we could get him to do essentially a Rapid Fire Flare Blade. That was essentially the idea, because it'll be very, very strong. I don't think I need to say why. It's just a powerful combo. You're basically casting Flare 4 times. Right? Though technically a slightly weaker version of Flare, but still casting Flare essentially 4 times. Huge for damage. The only concern right now is his health bar is kind of on the low side. As a Mystic Knight. Why I'm thinking I want him to be something else? Like I want him to be like a different class maybe? Or have a little different, better armor. But that's really what it is, right? I think it's the armor problem. No, I didn't realize Grill's not set up right now. Because of the, oops, that's not a bit. It's because of the code stuff. Messed it up. Tues-Thurs is getting closer and closer to rapid fire right now, which is good. They are gaining some levels, which is good too. The levels are less important here, if I'm being honest. Like, we're not here for the levels so much because we're here for other stuff. The levels are nice, but they really don't matter in this context. I wonder if that'll do rapid fire up. Now, as far as like riding the ABP, it does make more sense for me to be further along, right? Because the enemy is a little bit deeper. Like in the area where you don't gain any more experience, those ones do a lot, or give you a lot more. Okay, I think you got rapid fire, that's good. Those will give you a lot more ability points. Lena died, what else is new? Right? She just dies so much. I almost feel bad for her. But, you know, not really like my fault that she dies a lot. As bad as it is to say, it is kind of true though. Like, it is not my fault that she dies so much. A lot of times she just dies really quickly because there's not a lot I can do about it. She just takes so much damage. She's like squishy classes, has low HP, is a couple levels behind. That kind of sucks. What also sucks is this run is a little annoying. Just because we have to go through like so many loading screens. But, you know. How much money do we have? Because we spent all of our money, so Xenaga is like kind of not on the table currently. And most of the enemies deeper in this section don't drop stuff. They don't really drop like... I mean, most enemies in general don't drop a whole lot of money right now. Summon Odin. Gungnir. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use that for now. Honestly, at this point. Dang, that's still a lot of mana. Jeez, that is a long cast time. That attack that I set first to do. And it doesn't even hit everyone. Gungnir, again! For the third time! Beat him up! Alright, Ferris has mastered aim, which is not what we care about. I think we might try to do this until we get, Gungnir again? Honestly, kind of crazy how much we get Gungnir at this point. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, how long have we do this for? I remember trying to do this until Ferris gets Double Strike, which I think is the next one. We got 7 from that thing. Plus Lena gained a level. I think Lena and Ferris might actually get there at about the same time. Yeah. And I mean, Krill will master summoning, but we don't really care about that. Because Krill isn't even remotely close to getting dual cast, which is more so what we want. Honestly, Krill is a summoner right now because having access to Odin is really useful. Except when this kind of stuff happens. Don't get the Odin call. That's unfortunate that that missed on everybody. Alright, maybe it isn't better to do that then. Rapid fire, attack. Phil's gonna do something silly. Got some flames on that guy. Alright. So we're just gonna keep Paris on attacking. I'm actually a little curious to see, since I didn't actually choose what Phil did when she got confused. I'm curious to see if it'll keep it as Odin. It did, okay. I just wanted to see for future reference. This is gonna be hard to hit. Let's see rapid fire to death. Okay, this is why we want rapid fire on our melee characters. Right? Especially for single target, it's insanely powerful. Actually, I'm gonna have the yeah, like that's really nice. You know, I keep calling it a 50-50 too. I don't actually know if it's a 50-50. I don't know how the summons work with that stuff. We're definitely closing in on where we want to be with this stuff, so hopefully we can get this game done. We really just need like a little bit of a push to get us through EXDEATH. It's like just slightly ahead of us in such a way that it makes it hard to keep up. Oh, that's not very nice of you, man. Gungnir! Unfortunately, that's good. But also, like, the really unfortunate thing about Gungnir is we don't get to choose the target. Right, because the targets are automatic with summons. So when you get something like Gungnir, like, you just gotta... It just hits whatever it decides to hit. Usually it's whatever's, like, the quote-unquote front enemy, but... you know... That's also, you know, that's the enemy that you want to have hit. You might have already hit it with a couple of attacks. Right, like if we get Gungnir here and it hits the mushroom, not that I think that mushroom is safe, but like if the mushroom does survive, yeah. Now we get Gungnir on the mushroom that has like 100 health, right? Like we didn't need that. I probably had to put that. It had more than a Gungnir, or it had less than a Gungnir. Reasonably. There's this on Fed season. I think... I know I said I wanted to go until we got Paris Rapid Fire, but I think the plan is going to change. Because I don't think Ferris is going to get Rapid Fire super quickly. The nice thing is Ferris has dual wield, so we can set Ferris up with dual wield Rapid Fire. And we potentially make Ferris something. Their best thing is... There's a few ways to go about this, right? We could have Lena be, dual cast summoner, and then give everyone else a mimic. Then just kind of set them up for their own things. We would lose out on a lot of basic actions, right? Like we gave Bart's, for example, Spellblade, Rapid Fire, and maybe something else of worth. I don't know, whatever else we decide to get him at that point. Right? We would be in kind of a weird position where Bart's can no longer, unless we gave him the ability to use items, like he would no longer be able to use items or do just a normal attack, or even block. Something like that. Like he would be stuck and locked in with the options he has available to him, which isn't necessarily bad. There's plenty of good options for him. But perhaps, let's say we gave him something like a quick armor. I don't know what the Mimic's armor restrictions are, if it has any. I'm sorry, why did Phil attack? Oh, because she's out of mana. Oh. Oh, that's my bad. Okay. I'll want to fix that then. We can still use a summon. You can use a different one. You can use Sildra. Which won't, like, one hit. Or it's not like an insta-kill summon. As far as I'm concerned, as long as it doesn't. Nice. So I think the plan is we're gonna go until we get these 2 level ups here. Right? And then we'll start just progressing through. We'll go back to the pot back here and progress through as normal. And kind of get to the next section. Because again, levels aren't really the big concern here. It's not so much about the levels as it is about, I think, our abilities and our classes being affected. Obviously, having good levels does help, because we get better stats. But I don't think the HP difference from level what are we, like 42 right now, I think. Yeah, like the HP difference from 42 to 43 isn't going to make that much of a difference. I think it's more on the class than the actual character level for that kind of stuff. Because HP is the big issue against EXDEATH right now. It just does a lot of damage. There's not a crazy amount we can do about it. Other than just kind of hope. That's what's locked up like that. Just slow down there. I'm gonna have that happen. You can just aim. And I need to have control over Drill here so I can set her to use Odin again. Don't do it. Thank you. Alright, Odin, hit him. That isn't what I meant, but we take those, I guess. Rapid fire! The damage right now for rapid fire is a little low, but that's somewhat intentional, right? That's just because the weapon is on the weaker side, because the weapon that Bartz is currently using is a weapon that kind of enhances his magic more than anything. So, I got the pick the power. That should queue everyone up for the future. So we got maybe like 4 of these. More. Go a few more fights in here, and then we'll sort the party up and start making our way to EXDEATH. And we're just gonna go until we're done, I think. Hopefully we can give like 1 more fight. I mean, if Bartz doesn't level up, it's fine. I'll go get the level up from the next combat. No, it's not deal. Nice. I mean, combat's not gonna change very much, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we'll just take the level up. Oh my god. I genuinely do not know why I'm coughing lately. It's been bugging me. I'm not like sick or anything. I'm fine. I just been coughing. So I don't know what the issue is, but... Oh. So concerning. Okay. Alright. Actually kind of funny, because we're like at a point right now where I could probably just grind out. I only need like 80 points for Ferris. So I probably could just grind Ferris out at this point. And then, like, Lena would probably reach it. Like, Lena and Bartz might reach it just on the way. First, it's like 20 combats. Screw it. We'll get a good way there. We're already here, right? We might as well take what we can get, right? Oh my god. Eesh. I don't know what's... I really don't. It's very annoying. Oh, now we get this on Tetsu. It doesn't matter that much. I don't know what my plan is. I'll be honest. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the final plan is for EXDEATH. But obviously, right, like, as far as I'm concerned right now, if we can get an extra level up, or an extra like, couple level ups on the way there, I am all for it. Like actual level up, not class levels. I'm all for that. That would be nice. But that doesn't really mean much. It's kind of what I've noticed. As I said, right, like I feel like it's more on the class levels and your abilities than it is on your actual character level. Yeah, right. The bards gained like 100 HP, which is nice. Like that's a good amount of HP for most enemies, but against EXDEATH, 100 means nothing. Right, we need to be like level like 50, and I don't want to grind that out. Just because things don't grant enough experience for me to reasonably grind out to like level 50 plus that actually hasn't made much of a difference. But you know, obviously bards we can change his class and stuff. Hopefully have even more HP or classes and stuff rather than anything else. Alright, I hope I win the 50-50 trail here, because okay, good. This fight is great, but it's also very annoying. These things take forever to kill, but they grant 7 to the point rather than 4. And they get a good amount of XP as well. It's already up to like 70k in money, so that is a lot of nages we can throw, which is nice. Krill is running out of mana, so we're probably going to want to head back. Oh, that's awkward. Get that rapid fire going. Yeah, where did that phone go? Oh good, you slapped yourself out of the nuts with me. That's always good. Don't know why she attacked there, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely has the mana to cast, but it's not the point. Yeah, we're kinda out of mana. Hold on. Unfortunately, grinding in these old games very boring. Right? I was actually playing not like super long ago. I was playing some original Pokemon. It was red? It's either red or blue. But it was one of the OG Pokemon game, like Game Boy Color. I guess I started the game. I thought Game Boy. It wasn't even in color. I was playing that. Partially because I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to play that game. It's an interesting time, right? Like, of all the games, nothing is quite as interesting in a way as original Pokemon. To me, because like there's a lot about it that is like, like compared to like modern day Pokemon, there's a lot that's different. There's so much that has changed over the years. It's honestly kind of crazy just how different of a game it is compared to back then. Like the sprites are just something. Some of those sprites are absolutely gross. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That's part of why I wanted to do it, because those sprites are really funny. But also, like, one of the big ones, right, is the stats. A lot of people forget. There's no Pokemon games. They had like 4 stats. They had like HP, speed, attack, and defense. That was it. And every move scaled on your attack or on your attack, and that was it. There was no special attack. Moves were literally just status moves or attack moves. And obviously, there were some Pokemon that were really broken. Alakazam's the big one. One everyone talks about it being like the defining Pokemon of that era. Just because it had a really high attack stat. Like it was a pretty like uncounterable typing in OG Pokemon in Generation 1. It wasn't like absolutely terrible. Like it wasn't like completely uncounterable. Obviously it had weaknesses. The problem is like the moves and the Pokemon that had that weakness were either really frail and weak Pokemon, like a lot of bug types, or just like couldn't keep up with Alakazam, because Alakazam was also really fast. They would just one-shot thing without even blinking. I didn't get very far in the game. I think I made it to like the 3rd gym maybe, where I kind of stopped. Partially because Elden Ring came out, partially because losing interest and was more interested in playing other stuff, like video games and stuff. That I've been kind of on the big nostalgia kick for lately. But you know, it was a lot of fun though. For the little bit that I was playing it, I was kind of thinking about, like, I didn't really figure out my team or anything, and I was kind of trying to get there with it. It's like every time I play Gen 1, I always run either Nidoking or Nidoking. It's just one of my favorite Pokemon from that generation, and it's just a really solid Pokemon. It has crazy type coverage, and it's very, very useful because of that. It's got really good type coverage. It's pretty bulky, so it's it's just a nice Pokemon to have in general because of that. So I used it a lot. I still do use it a lot whenever I go back to that game, because I played Fire Red a bunch of times. I have a lot of fun with those games. I very much enjoy the Pokemon. Which I've done randomizers and Nuzlocke as well, which is always fun, but it can be tricky if you're not prepared for it. It's very tricky. I have lost many of them as well. Especially randomizer Nuzlocks. Those, you gotta be careful with your settings, because you can actually just get screwed and just lose. I've had a couple where that's happened, where like I just lose, not because my team is bad or because of like stuff like that, but because my opponent got Wonder Guard, and none of my Pokemon happened to random into a move type that would work against Wonder Guard. So, GG's, I lose. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. I gotta be careful with those. But, I mean, you can also just set us that's not a problem, right? Which is usually a good thing to do when you're doing, like, Gen 3 onward, where Wonder Guard is an actual ability that Pokemon can have. Especially because Wonder Guard itself is not a typing-specific thing, it's based on the Pokemon, so you can actually have Pokemon that are literally unkillable. Outside of maybe Status. Right, like Spirit Tomb with Wonder Guard is literally unkillable unless you find a way to like burn it to death, but then you have to random into a Pokemon that can learn a move that has the ability to burn, or random into a move that can burn it while it actively murders you. Now, if you, for whatever reason, you don't know what Wonder Guard is, Wonder Guard is an absolutely broken ability in Pokemon that is on an absolutely garbage Pokemon called Shed Ninja, which is actually a really neat Pokemon in my opinion, but definitely lacks a lot. It's like a bug dark type, I think. A bug flying? I don't know. It's a bug type. It's it has like a really weird evolved condition to get it and stuff, but it has Wonder Guard, and Wonder Guard is that a Pokemon can only be damaged by attacks that it is that are super effective against. So, Spirit Tomb, for example, is a Ghost Arc type Pokemon and has no actual weaknesses because it is either immune or neutral to anything that it would hit it. I think maybe Fairy typing, but Fairy typing didn't exist back then, so we're kind of screwed. In some of the older generation games, if you do Nuzlocks or rather randomizers with that stuff. We're almost done grinding here. Almost get back to the... I mean, there's still a little bit more grinding to do, right? But we're almost done with just like sitting here and getting the XP and grinding as well. This obviously takes a little bit longer. Oh yeah, Krill needs to be set to use Odin. Oops, my bad. Alright. Back to this. Man, a Wonder Guard is very spooky on Pokemon, right? Just because they're immune to a lot of the stuff. First time I start playing Word. I went the wrong. Okay, that's right. Hopefully we win the 50-50. You know, Wonder Guard it's great. It's just not a bad Pokemon. Though there are people that have done really funny stuff. Because you know, the whole point with Pet Ninja is it has a maximum HP of 1 and can never have more than 1 HP. And it has Wonder Guard, so you can only hit it with super effective moves, but it has some pretty common weaknesses, unfortunately. Because it is, honestly, in my opinion, a cool Pokemon. Just not good. Like, I actually don't mind it. Like, it's actually like got a good design, in my opinion. It's just not a good Pokemon. It's so bad. Which is fine. Like, not every Pokemon's going to be God tier. That's just how it is. I wouldn't expect every Pokemon to be God tier. That would be really awkward if they were. Oh, of course now. Oh, there's only one enemy you get the instant kill. When dodging it would kill it, no problem. You hate to see it. Like, that's kind of just how Pokemon is, right? There are so many Pokemon that are just bad. And that's kind of just like how it is with Pokemon, right? it's like par for the course. Because obviously pre-evolutions are going to be inherently weaker a lot of the time, and other similar issues are gonna pop up all the time with Pokemon, right? The big one is a lot of the pre-evolution were just weak. But that also makes a lot of sense. Of course they're weak, they're not fully evolved Pokemon. A lot of fully evolved Pokemon also suck. And some Pokemon don't evolve. Oh yeah, you need Ranger level 4, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, at least we got a lot of XP out of the way. We were able to gain a couple of levels. And the big thing is we were able to bring Lena almost up to par. That's good. So we were able to get Lena up a couple of levels here. That's the big one, is we got Lena up a few levels. She really needed it. But she wasn't level 40 yet, so her now being level 40 should help out a lot. I mean, she's 42 now, in 4 levels. That's a good amount of... Like, I know I've been saying that the stats over. It does help, obviously. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that gaining stats is bad. Obviously, having free stats is good. There's no reason to not want free stats. Perfect. I cannot argue with having free stats on everybody. We're going to ignore the super boss again. I'm not here to fight those. As much as I would love the free experience points and ability points, I'm not messing with it. That thing's gonna one-shot me like nobody's business. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with it. Even if we do have Bart's able to use Flare Rapid Fire, I actually think that Krill might max out Summoner in a moment here. So we can technically grind out here as well. But we have to use like cottages and stuff to restore up. Which is a little problematic. Because obviously we don't necessarily want to do that. Right? I would rather save those for later. When it's a little bit more... Or when we get a little bit more stuff for it. Alright, that's unfortunate. Thankfully, Bart still gets the XP and stuff. We just have to spend some mana to fix that. Because we're going to spend the mana to fix it. right now, rather than worry about other options. Because there are other options of fixing it, obviously. Probably a lot of point. I believe this should take us to the castle. I'm gonna just go down. I think this puts us in the castle section. This puts us in the library. Just open the book. Do we have to redo the fight? No. So we just open the book, and then this takes us here. Will then take us. Okay. Well, Ninja 1 is dead. Unfortunate. Krill needs some mana. She's running out again. I'll go pop some ethers or something. I mean, we can't just like fight our way through stuff. It's just completely out now. So we're gonna be fighting our way through, which is not particularly the best plan here, I feel like. So we don't do like... I mean, we do, Dan. Not that big. We could stand to do a lot more damage. Obviously, I could have Bart spend some mana and put out some spell bleed. That would help with that a lot too, but I could also just not do that. That's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to just not do that. So why not just not do it? I think the rapid fire does damage very quickly. Cool. Still getting a decent amount of XP. What does that do? We're gonna keep like that healing duty then. Doesn't do like a crazy amount. We actually probably don't need to use big Killer Raza. We'd probably just use Kira. The Yoshikage Kira. Hey, Remaster Palm. Don't know what that does, but we got it. What does that do? From a random summon for 0 MP? Who knows who or what will appear? I mean, honestly, that could be useful. But I don't know. Oops! Didn't need to do that! That's fine. Not that big of a deal. Dang! Focus the ninja light on the one in the back. Crazy. There we go. And now we're just missing it again. That is the one thing I did not miss. But everything's the attack missing. What is up with you two? Hello? You've been doing so good at hitting things, and now you just can't hit anything? Okay, well, image is gone. Like, I can understand missing against, you know, the image, because that's like what that does, but missing outside of that, I don't understand, man. They have a problem with missing. We miss so much. Alright, so Krill can change her stuff if we really want to right now, but I'm gonna wait until we get to like a spot and stuff with. I mean, I really need her to gain some stuff back, because this is about to get really nasty against these things. But dang, we missed the insta-kill. Okay, we gotta be careful with these guys, because the death claw attacks are really nutty. Also that! I forgot that thing apparently has Dance Macabre. Oh, God. I have to use a holy water. Don't do that. hopefully this finishes. Nope. Oops. That's another one wasted. Oops. Okay, though. Good kill. Well, Linda's gonna level up again. Good. She's actually almost done on her stuff as well. Or I don't think there's any safe spots. Is this a shortcut? Of course not. There might have been, actually. Inside the castle, I don't quite remember those, is the problem. But I have something that I can use. Like, got a couple. Let's use Ramu. So I really need to use a cottage right now. Hopefully that was good damage. It did nothing. I would have been better off just attacking. Like, actually. At least Death Claws keep missing. Okay, never mind. No, they don't. I'll take it back. Yeah, we had a good run. Oh, well. These magic effects. Your statuses. I guess they're really not an option. Like, it seems weird to me. There's not something to just, like, cure. Like, if I do Curaga, right? Like, that's not gonna help, right? No. Okay. So you have to use Holy Water. That's crazy. That's also crazy. We might die. We actually might die. Yep, she's dead. Oh, and now she's a zombie. And the best I could do is make Krill, or use Holy Water on Krill, but I don't know. I'm just gonna hope that the zombies hit each other a bunch. And we can just deal with this afterwards. We're just gonna hope Bartz can clean this up. Well, they seem to be hitting each other quite a lot, which is good. We gotta be careful of that, too. That's gonna be a problem. Don't want to get Dance Macabre on Bartz here and become a zombie. That'll be instant loss. Okay, good. The zombies are just hitting each other a bunch, so we do win the fight, and everyone actually gets the XP and stuff, right? Yeah, because they're technically not dead. Even though they are dead. There was, I thought it was a... Oh. Alright, well, I don't want to have to use more Holy Water, but... I'll at least use one on Lena. It does seem... It seems so weird. I mean, that's just not a thing you can do. I guess not, alright. I mean, maybe there's like a different, like, School of Magic that can fix that? I don't know. It just seems a little weird. Well, oh, whoops. I don't want to go there. I need to go down the stairs. That's unfortunate! That's very unfortunate. They're still completely out of mana. Which is honestly the biggest tragedy here. I mean, technically, I think she can summon a choke. Honestly, doesn't really help. I'm just like out of mana in general. There's so many fights. Oh my god, stop! So annoying. I swear. You need to chill out with this stuff. Oh my god, the instant death failed. Oh, Lena is unable to do anything. Yep. Well, back to this, I guess. Oh, that's not quite what I wanted, but that's okay. Just do that. There's no way you're gonna get it off, but just We can insta-kill everything then, that's fine. I don't even care. Okay, it's all over. Inherently cast Magic Shell, which is nice, but that's not gonna... It's not gonna save me. Krill's zombie. Rapid fire, kill something. Alright, if we can kill something, this might turn around a little bit. Death Claw missed. Alright, well, we got all but one of them, so that's good. Thank you, shield. Hopefully it's dead. Hopefully it's dead. There we go. That was ridiculous. It's so much to get through, too. Oh, God. We're gonna have so little holy water when we get to where we actually need the holy water for, which is for the final boss, who can zombify us. Pretty good song as well, by the way. Zombified? By, oh god. Oh, no. I was gonna say Falling in Reverse, but I don't think that's right. Don't stop me. You cannot stop me. Well. Hopefully, our constant onslaught of melee attacks does something useful. Do not drain me, sir, and or madame, and or other. I do not appreciate it. That's whatever. Who cares? Is it? God, what is the name of it? Is it Falling in Reverse? I don't think it is. I think Falling in Reverse is a different band. That's cool. I appreciate that one. I appreciate that. Lena died. This sucks, because she actually needs the mana. Not the mana, she needs the XP. And unfortunately, I need Krill to do it. Oh, Krill doesn't have any mana though. Oh my god. I don't want to waste a Phoenix down right now. Don't cast magic at me. Oh, and you cast it twice too, huh? Yeah, alright, die. Alright, now die. We need Lena to get the stuff too, right? Because she needs 16 to get dual cast. Literally don't have enough to cast. Raise. Alright, we're using a couple of others. I just need her to keep stuff. Lena's running low too, though. The mana. I think we can just walk right through. I don't think we'll need any more. I don't think we'll need to leave. I hope. I hope we don't need any more. Alright, Krill. Hit him with Odinson. That's not the Odinson I wanted. That's fine. Gungnir's good damage at least. It basically kills something. It's just not the thing I wanted to die. They're not bad. Good. Okay. The tree berserked itself. We got Gungnir again. Not the spell we want, but it's okay. And that should kill the mini magician, no problem. Lena is very close to dual cast. Alright, this will take us into the actual section we want to be in now. It's not like a save point nearby either, right? Like not... Yeah, there's like nothing until we're basically at EXDEATH. So we're gonna be... we do not want to cast on these guys, actually. Now that I think about it, because they will mess me up if I actually were to cast on them. Alright, because they do a lot of damage. They will cast a meteor if I do that. And we do not want them to cast meteor, so that will kill us. That's kind of the struggle of a lot of the things in this area, right? They just do absurd damage. Oh my god. That's why we're just going to attack it. And kind of abuse rapid fire, and hopefully win. Because Meteor will mess me up, and I don't want it. It'd be nice if the knife that has the ability to insta-kill things would do that, though. It's a little annoying that it's not. You know, it is what it is. God. Lena is running out of magic. Rapid fire is not being the most cooperative right now. But rapid fire is potentially worse. Just because of the sheer amount of damage we're taking in response. Yep, that's about right. Lena is almost out of magic. Oh boy. I'm gonna go to just normal attacking, I think. Because the amount of damage these things do is really high. Can't afford constantly be taking that. These guys do not have a lot of health. I mean, Bart's has a good amount of health. Right, and we could potentially get over the summon, but I don't want to risk it. Well, even against like one rapid fire, this doesn't sound like a good idea. Because the sheer amount of damage they do, it really does. Like, they hit really hard as a counter hit. Oh, now we get the Death Proc. That's glad we got that. Hey, see, now we get like crazy amounts of ability points. We get no experience though, which is the big problem. Not gaining experience really sucks. Alright, let's see what thing that bad. This is something I might consider using rapid fire on. Just because the damage output of rapid fire is better than a single swing, but it will swing 4 times at us now. Oh, and Ferris is dead, and I don't have a good resurrection for that. That's a lie. I have Phoenix. We'll cast the Flames of Rebirth, which resurrects and does damage? Wow, that's really cool. That's very useful. Just both of those things, that's really, really cool. Actually, I like that, that's really neat. I think there's not a lot of stuff that does that. Anyways, Ferris' damage, I mean, really, Lena's damage, very bad. Which is part of the reason why this is taking, why this is like so risky. Because all the damage is on Bart's and Ferris. And Ferris, unfortunately, is kind of weak. Damage isn't even that high on Ferris. Oh my goodness. I wish I had healing. But Bart's has mastered Spellblade 6. At this point, I think we want him to be a Free Lancer, right? We can have Spellblade 6, and so we can have Rapid Fire. So he'll get optimal equipment. I don't want him to have the Genji armor. But we're waiting for Ferris to get that option. And now that Lena has dual cast, I think we want her to take over summon duties with dual cast. But for now, not time magic, sorry. For now, I want her to have white magic. But I want her to be gaining the stats right now. Or gaining the class stats. I want her to be gaining the ability points. We're actually almost where we need to go. Almost we're like completely out of mana on the people that need the mana, and 2 Belphegors might not be too bad. Nice crit. Honestly, I should probably swap Krill to something more useful at this point. Okay, Bart's has a good setup. I like Bart's setup. Ferris just needs Double Strike, and then I've only set Ferris to Freelancer as well. No, I think we want her on Samurai, maybe. I don't know. Because on one hand, I kind of want her to have... I want her to have both dual wield and the other one. Whatever it is. Zeninage. Right, because Zeninage is very useful in phase 2 of EXDEATH. But I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, Bart's could probably be set to rapid fire now, but that's the thing, is like I just want Ferris to have rapid fire. And I think rapid fire might help a lot in the early phases. Actually, I think we have one more after this one. Or no, because I think the... Yeah. So the save point is... No, we have one more. Save point's on the next. This is awkward. I don't really have mana for this. Yeah, especially because you need, like, a lot. So right now is Lena is not a high-level summoner. We kind of did things a little bit awkwardly here, where... Oh, that was not good. Where our summoner is kind of in a weird spot. We have 2 summoners on the field right now. But I'm actually just going to have you use Odin. You use Rapid Fire. We got Gungnir, which is unfortunate, because that's going to Gungnir a slime. But once it kills it. Then Rapid Fire should do some good work. Or it will do nothing, because those slimes heal the holy damage. You love to see that. Maybe I want to change Bart's weapon here. Okay. Flame is dead. Insta-kill? Dang. I actually really needed that. We really need to get to that save point so we can use a cottage. I don't think you're allowed to use cottages outside of... How about like that? Lena's getting better summoning. I mean, I guess we could look. Oh yeah, we have to be on the same spot. I kind of figured. We're close. Crystal Dragon. Instant death? We're kind of relying on the DPS of Lena and Ferris. Sorry, Bart's and Ferris here. I think Krill's gonna have to use white magic and keep everyone alive. Oh, no, I think she's dead before she can get the cast. Yep. Didn't steal or rapid fire. Wow, you're actually still alive. That's crazy. I think you might be dead. Oh, no, Lena's still here. Oh my god! Wait, party was defeated, that's fine. We're just back here. We're like one combat off. Let's throw a Kiraga down. We're just like so out of mana. Is the big issue here. We're just lacking mana. So the summoners can't do anything because we have 2 summoners, which we should probably fix. Yeah, we're just like lacking stuff right now. I should probably have Bart's use something here. Okay, not quite what I wanted to have happen there. Odin's 24. Just attack them. Ouch! Kinda rude, my guy. You can't. You're out of the mana to summon any of the bigger ones, and also... I don't know if you're even allowed to summon one of the bigger ones. No, because she's like summoning level 5, just inherently, right? That's part of taking the class. Alright, Will, can you do... Nope. Okay, we're gonna use more ethers. Because we need someone to be able to do it. And Krill's the one that knows Odin, or can cast Odin, so... I think I'm just gonna keep it that way until... I have to do that. Then we're just gonna focus the Mind Flayer here. Or about the crystals later. Unfortunate. I don't know who this is. I should look and see who it is. Please do not cast what we don't want. That's not what I wanted. I really need the mana usage on other things right now. Oh my god. That's the big thing, right? We spend so much of it on Gungnir a lot of the time. It's actually like kind of problematic. Just gonna have her swing. Yeah, Mind Blast in response. That's fine. Yeah, Mind Flayers are nasty in this game. They actually weren't really like that late game of an enemy in a lot of the previous ones. Right? We can just make it to the next four Mind Flayers. Oh. Don't stun her. I hate it here. Honestly, yeah, just do that. Or it's gonna rapid fire, I suppose. It's not gonna do incredible damage, but... Chocobo. They're still doing their Mind Blast in response to the thing. Half this party is about to be paralyzed. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, never mind. Alright, the one that matters is paralyzed again. God, Krill can just not do anything. Right now, she's just like having the worst time trying to get her actions off the ground. Alright, RNG, I need you to work with me here. I need the one? Yeah, we got it. It doesn't work, you're immune to instant death! Okay. Whisper Wind, heal my team. This is gonna do like nothing. It's gonna heal for like, yeah, like 100 damage. And then it's just gonna kill her in response. That's so rude. I think we don't really need her to gain any of it. Can you stop? Oh my god! They just don't chill! Please die. Thank you. Yes, these things are immune to instant death, which is very unfortunate. Especially because like half this party is not immune to paralysis. Couldn't steal. That, honestly, of all the things that happened, that is not that big of a deal. But thank you, Lena, for the attempt. I should move parts into the front. I should probably do that. Just so he's doing... That's not what I want. I think Ferris is dead. Yep. Unless we move Lena into the back row. Bartz is fine. He's wearing the Genji armor, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Oh, bye, Lena. He's gonna die in a second here. Here's what we're doing. We're gonna rapid fire. So that's in the front where he does full damage. So, dang! Go get it, bro! Alright, everyone's dead. Literally everyone's dead. You just have Bartz, but Bartz technically can Drain Blade Rapid Fire, which just will always guarantee useful health unless I'm fighting something that I can't hit. This is the floor where we have the thing we need, right? Probably just way up there. So we're almost guaranteed to get a combat. As much as I hate to do this, I kind of have to. I'm gonna give her a bunch of those right now. So I can cast 2 Arises and a Kiraga. Because I need... Yeah. Well, so there's no way I don't get a combat. At least a combat. Alright, so Odin's gonna hit everything but the Mind Flayer, right? It should miss on the Mind Flare. It missed on everything, okay. You need to hit the Mind Flare. That's unfortunate. Of course it missed. You stop. It's very obnoxious. Thank you. Right, we're almost at the point where we can use a college and really start grinding out these ability point levels and really figure out what we're doing. Okay, so at this point, is Lena able... I guess we'll look at the abilities first. Is Lena able to... Okay, let's move level 5. Which is the highest that we can go with that. Okay, so she's good. She can summon Odin to help out. Not that Odin's really that useful here. Ferris needs to stay as a ranger until we get that figured out. As for you, Krill, I mean, Ninja might not be a bad play. Give her the ability to do double stuff, but also give her the ability to do dual, but also Freelancer would not be bad either. Because then we can give her. I don't even know what to give her. I think she's got like a lot of like kind of all over the place utility stuff. She's mostly been utilized as a job, rather than using her as something else. And I think maybe Dragoon and give her Mix if that's what we want to do. I think that would be good. Give her Call as like a backup plan. Let her call anything. Obviously, it's very random. I almost feel like the HP plus 10% is probably the way to go with her. Just make her really, really tanky as like a front line. Yeah. But she has as much HP as Bart's basically. Plus 10%, which is good. And then Ferris needs to stay as a ranger for right now. And Lena needs to be a summoner for a little bit too. So we have a lot of cottages, so we can grind a little bit more. I'm hoping we can get EXDEATH on the first try or two. I don't want to go too much over. I honestly didn't have the grinding to take this long. I'm hoping this is the last time I worry about this. I think we can just kind of like chill here. Yeah, we get counter. Unfortunately, these encounters are very annoying. Now we have to deal with this. Mug, couldn't steal. Right. Thankfully, these like slimes don't have. Oh yeah, that's right. Alright, so you two need to focus on whatever I need. Everyone else needs to hit the dumb crystal slimes. Thank you, Ferris. Okay, everyone can just better. Actually, Bart should be on rapid fire mode. Huge crit! You wouldn't see that. Fortunately, a lot of his enemies we can't just like spam Odin against. Which really sucks, but that is what it is. Lena does have healing magic, so that's fine. Maybe it's best to make Krill a mimic, right? Probably she doesn't have any like abilities that would help. I don't necessarily want Lena to just be a raw summoner. Although, I guess... Okay, let me look at ability. So we need to get summoned to level 5 if we want to do like Mimic on her. Right, or make her like a freelance. No, I think we'd want her to be a Mimic. We'd be locking her into literally nothing but magic, which is potentially dangerous. But I think it's okay. That's all she's there for, right? Like, actually, she'd be locked into purely using magic and nothing. So you'd be giving her Summoner level 5 plus Dual Cast plus White Magic, which would obviously force her into literally only using magic, because she wouldn't have the ability to do attacks or use items. But that's kind of okay, because having Dual Cast might be enough to make up for that. Oh, there's gonna be so many Mind Blasts. Might want to set Lena to use some summons for damage. You just toss us up. I really want her to have... I mean, I guess we could give the healing to Krill, right? She's a decent level White Mage. We could give her... What's her White Magic at? Level 5? They'd have to make her a White Mage again for a little bit. But now's the time to do that kind of stuff. Right? Let's do that. Let's make her a White Mage, and we'll give her summon, so she can have something useful. And I want to paint her. I want her to be wearing a gold hairpin. In fact, I want both of them to be wearing gold hairpin. Or not. Okay. And then we need her in the back. Otherwise, she's gonna get smoked. We need to snipe that real quick. Summon. I can't use Odin, so let's just use Leviathan, I think. So it's like a little bit cheaper, and it's very high level. It'll do a lot of damage, hopefully. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of damage. And then we're gonna set Bart's free with Rapid Fire. I think I just set Lena to attack, but that's fine. Okay, Bart's, calm down. That's not very good for Lena to be here. We want Lena to be spending the mana. Tsunami's a bit overkill here, I will admit, but we're kind of in the business of grinding. Alright, there we go. Krill mastered White Magic level 6. Alright. We don't care about the MP bonus. We just want her... we can actually just set her to Dragoon. I'm okay with her having jump. We want her to have one. Then she'll get all of the proper equipment. Good. Figure this out. You hit that. Because Bart's and Krill literally can pop. Summon Leviathan. Straight up Rapid Fire, I don't even care. Alright. Oh, Krill needs to be moved to the front row. Oh my god. Uh-oh. I need to tell them to stop. Before I waste too much mana here. You know, I'll set them. Their stuff. Make sure they're set. Because hitting this thing up is not gonna... Because it just dies the moment it gets hit anyways. Okay, so Lena almost at Summoner 5. Leave it front row. Is that everything? Everyone good? Health bars are pretty alright. Too concerned about the White Magic right now. Oh, I need to not cast things. That was almost a big mistake. I almost had Lena cast a big tsunami here. Do not let this happen. I will have her use Kiraga. Well, Ferris is dead. Unfortunately. That sucks too, because we need Ferris. We need to make sure Ferris can get the XP here. I'm gonna have fight though. Always just gonna rise. Lena here. is a little bit less useful in combat against these enemies. Let me just rapid fire all the way through it. Hey, hopefully that kills the people. Nope. Nice thing is now that still has a shield again, a little bit tankier. Just in the sense that she'll dodge attacks. Nothing to steal. Well, by nothing to steal, I mean I just didn't get the steal off. Rapid fire. And just focusing that poor But still hasn't killed the King of the Hina. Hey, we got a free Phoenix down out of it, that's nice. You'll love to see that. That guy's dead. This guy's probably dead too. Right? Right? No? There we go. Lena's Mastered Summoner level 5. Okay! So we're in a tricky spot with her. Because I think we can make her a mime. Right? And if we make her a mime, we can give her the white magic, we can give her the summoning, and we can give her duel. Or we can keep her as a summoner. She's got 1900 health. Here. Maybe keeping her as a summoner is better. Keep her as a summoner and just give her dual cast. Since we have the white magic. Nothing about it, yeah, we don't really need that because we have the white magic covered. I think we want her to have the Lymph Rod. That gives her more magic. We don't care about the physical attack, we care poorly about her magic attack. Let's do that. Gold Hairpin's probably the best bet. Just for the mana reduction. I know Circlet gives her more power though. The Black Robe gives her more powers. That's what. Yeah. And the Protect Ring, I think might be correct. Either that or the Elven Mantle. I think I'd rather have the defenses right now. Okay. So all we need now is essentially one more combat for Ferris to get the level up, and then we're ready to start trying the boss again. Rapid Strike is heat. Rapid Fire. You attack the slime. And then you can dual cast. Oh, interesting. Dual cast gives you options for all red magic as well. Game's chugging. Interesting. I don't know why the game's chugging, but computer's fine. Oh, I should have done the... Oops. My bad. I messed it up a little bit. I didn't do, the thing. It's okay. It should make too much of a difference here. It should die. There we go. And that should give Ferris? Yep. Ferris has mastered Rapid Fire. It has also mastered the class. So, with that, Ferris is also in a good spot, right? On one hand, I kind of want Ninja, or rather, I kind of want Samurai with dual wielding, but I also want the Rapid Fire. So Freelancer would give us the ability to use Zenimage and Rapid Fire. And we can still technically use Masamune. Right, and because we can dual wield, we can also use like Sasuke's katana here. What are you doing? I'm wearing red slippers. No, I would want you to have the Genji on, which means I need to go do some changing. And you have 2500 life, which is pretty good. So you need to change out the crystal armor. Rather than the Genji ring, you can take the Pack Ring. And then you get to have the Genji. You can keep the Genji shield. Okay. And so that sets everyone up in a pretty good way. Right, the nice thing about Freelancer is you can equip anything, and you get 2 of any skill you want. Or any of the skills you know. So let's kind of mix and match our classes a little bit better. Get exactly what we want. Level 44? 43 on Lena, which is pretty good. We've got Dual Cast Summoner, Girls a Dragoon with White Magic. Ferris and Bartz both have a lot of just raw power, with Bartz being a rapid-fire Spellblade. And Lena has a lot of power from being a from also having rapid fire, essentially, with dual wheel. Yeah, with dual wheel. I'm just gonna summon Odin one time. Hopefully this works. I would not be surprised if King Behemoth was immune, but I'm okay just not having that 19 mana. I'm pretty sure once we get through this portal, we should be good to go. I might just pop for one ether and call it good. We should be able to just walk right up here and talk to the boy. Alright, so let's just pop the one ether so we have full mana. Oh, I guess that's not full mana. You're not wearing the thing, are you? Nope. Oh, that's right. I don't want to have to worry about your mana, so I'm going to. But she's gonna be dual casting, so she's gonna be like, for the price of 2, we get 1, or we get 1 for the price of 2, rather. No, I'm sorry, we get 2 for the price of 1. That's the thing that we are going for. So she's like all in on her magic at 69. Haha, funny number. And then these two. She's got really high magic for wearing full armor. I guess she is a white mage on the back, so that's fine. I think Ferris having Zeninage, dual wielding with rapid fire, and all Genji armor will hopefully work. We're gonna hit the quick save. I know Lena doesn't have full mana, but that's okay. All right, let's do this. I'm hoping we can get this first try. It might take a couple of tries here. So, for rapid fire, Trill's, I think, gonna spend most of her time healing. But Lena can technically cast low-level healing as well. Yeah, because now Lena gets 8 attacks while wielding. Let's have her attack round 1 here. When you're going to get your Break Spellblade up, and you can dual cast. Yeah, the set space is great, but unfortunately, it's not here. Try to think here, because Odin technically, I think, will attempt to on Tetsuken here, even though it literally can't work. I don't want to waste the mana. We can always just go with Sildra, right? Sildra's a pretty powerful one. That or Leviathan. Let's dual cast Leviathan. So hopefully all this grinding comes out to be in our benefit. Oh yeah, no, Final Fantasy V did a really good job with the music. Honestly, I mean, all the Tues-Thurs Remaster music is just 10 out of 10. It's all so good. God, getting 8 attacks is a lot. And each one's doing about 1700. Nice crit with the katana. So phase 1 was never really an issue to begin with. It's always been phase 2 that's the struggle. That is very unfortunate. You can just rapid fire. And I'm actually gonna have you cast Phoenix to revive, do some big damage. Flames of Rebirth! Well, I say big damage. It's not actually that big of a damage. It does okay damage. Yeah, 1380. It's not incredible. I want to be a little fast on the menu here. Bartz is going to be in an odd position here in a second. Nice crit. That's the big thing with Ferris too, right? Dual wielding allows Ferris to like crit a lot. Or it allows her to like attempt to crit a lot. You can always dual cast Cura. Oh, the game's chugging. It does not like it doesn't like rapid fire with Spellblade while we are menuing. We'll do a Cura and a Cura. Get that Yoshikage Cura going. Hopefully bring Bartz to full life. It should easily do that. Unfortunate miss there. This rapid fire, I think, might get us there. He has a good amount of health, but not a crazy. No crits this time, unfortunately, it looks like. Obviously, we have the break Spellblade on right now as kind of a preemptive thing. Okay, we're gonna move into phase 2. You can tell because it kicked me out of the menu. It said no. No, why? So phase 1 went very well. As expected, it's always gone pretty well. We don't have time magic here, so we can't haste up, which is a little unfortunate. Would have been nice to give Lena that, but I don't want her to be on mine, unfortunately. I know she gets a lot more health with mine, I just don't want her on mine. a little too much, I think. I don't want to lock her into just having magic. That's really the big thing. I would rather her have more options than only casting magic. I am EXDEATH. All memories, dimensions, existence. We already know your story. And I, too, can disappear! Unfortunately, we don't have Bartz going first. So we potentially have to deal with bottom. If I remember correctly, we want to petrify bottom, and then we want to focus on the back. And then we want to just kind of 50-50 our focus here. So, first things first, though. Dual cast Bahamut. Bahamut again. You start swinging on the back. Right, this is our plan, essentially. We're just gonna like hard DPS like crazy. We're gonna use Zaninage until we run out of money. We have a good amount. And then Bartz is gonna do some work here. Come on, come on, come on. Delta attack. Onto Bartz! Come on. Oh, that is so unfortunate. No, not holy water. I need the golden needle. Dual cast. Honestly, it's just dual cast of Ivan, or Bahamut rather. It does a lot of damage. White magic. Do I need a cure? I do. Right, the double mega flare. It's like 7k damage on everything. These things have a lot of health. So getting 7k damage per turn is huge. The problem is Lena is running out of magic really fast. It's very expensive. That's the move we wanted to avoid. Thankfully, we got lucky. Okay, he's gonna do the big AoE status thing. You do Zaninage. You break that. Yeah, you dual cast. Okay, so that breaks one of them. That breaks the big AoE attack, which is the big one to get rid of. And then you double Bahamut. And then you are gonna cast a big Piraga. Unfortunately, dual cast white magic is not an option here. I mean, it is, but not good white magic. Dual cast only lets up to level 3 inherently. But that's fine, we have other options at play here. Yeah, he's gonna cast the big status condition thing. I cannot believe that did no damage. Casting Holy, that's probably a dead Lena. Or Ferris, rather. Okay, you need to re-spell Blade, and I need you to spell Blade Flare. And then you dual cast... Oh god, the menu. This game is lagging out. This was not happening before. I just want to make that clear. This was not an issue prior. And then you can cast a Rise. Unfortunately, Krill is casting at full cost. And Lena's gonna need an elixir in a second. but that was okay. So now that Bartz has Flare Blade, he's gonna start hitting really hard. Yeah, there's Grand Cross. That's basically just a big status ailment. Bro, missed on 2 people. It instantly killed Krill, which is really unfortunate, because she is our primary... Okay. Who am I? I am you. You are going to Phoenix down Krill. You are going to Rapid Fire. Right? So now we're swinging with 4 Flare Blades and hoping for the best. Like 3 of them went on the back, which is okay. Dispel? I don't think that breaks our magic stuff. Ooh, that is... I forgot that does that. Kusaninage, Rapid Fire, White Magic, Big Kiraga on everybody. We need it. This is going very well. I will say. I'm a little concerned about Krill's mana, but honestly, Lena stealing some of it is not the worst thing ever. It could have been way worse. Kiraga? That's concerning. That's very concerning. Okay, we need Lena to stop being confused. Thank you. Yeah, he's gonna do the big thing. Okay, Zeninage, Rapid Fire, White Magic, Kiraga, everybody. I don't think we've broken any other of his things yet. I'm hoping, now that we have control of Lena again, we might be able to. He might Grand Cross before that, though. Vacuum Lane, that is okay. Alright, we get the dual cast off. Hopefully we can break another one with their double Bahamut. We broke one. I don't know what we broke, but we broke one. I'm assuming we broke the back. Either the back or the top, because those are the 2 we've been focusing a lot. Oh, we broke the head. We broke another one. Which means at this point, we want a Rapid Fire, just with anyone that has it. We want Ferris to Rapid Fire, we want Bartz to Rapid Fire, and honestly, I think we just want Krill to swing, now that we're on just the back. Easy first try is what I'm going to say. Oh, yeah, no effect, because we killed it. First try, easy. That's all we needed. We just needed to grind out Rapid Fire and get dual cast with Summon. Yeah, we just weren't set up for it. There we go. Like I said, I was hoping to get a first try, but I wasn't sure, you know, where he's with this stuff. Alright. That's it, we beat the game. Killed EXDEATH. That was concerning. Also just got an email from my professor about my team project, or group project I had. And the guy that didn't fix things that I told him how to fix, causing problems for us. Yeah. In the beginning, there was only the void. From the void came 4 essences. They formed the crystals as the world was born. Hope blessed the earth. Courage blazed with devotion, turned water into seeds of life. Passion for knowledge spread wisdom on the wind. If ever the void threatens to engulf the world, so long as the 4 essences still is, mankind light will be born anew. It is from the void that the 4 essences will rise, and once again they will shine bright. I speak that quickly. I not read it earlier. For a little bit of context, I had to do a group project in one of my classes. Very. And we were having issues with our audio not working. The issue is, because we had to work in like the Google Docs system essentially, the issue is you need to share the audio files in your Google Drive. And I figured this out day of, because it wasn't working the day we posted it. And one guy was freaking out, like, oh my god, the audio's not working. Oh my god, what do we do? And I didn't check it at all until like late at night, which is partially my own fault. I was like, I don't need to worry about this. We're done. Project's done. Someone will post it. We're good. I'll come back to that. Wait, it's still here! But why? We'd be EXDEATH. It's part of the universe. Is it because the crystals are all gone? World be engulfed by the void? No, nonsense. Ah! Oh man, there she goes. Further into the void, I guess? The crystals! Hope. Bless the earth. Ah! Where'd that go? Courage, light the fires. Up we go! Devotion. Breathe life into the waters. And lastly, soup. Feed the hungry. Passion. Spread knowledge on the wind. I don't. That was weird that the universe talks about soup for a second. This one. What on? Or the crystals reforming? Let's go! That's actually really cool. I like that. I actually wasn't ready for that. That's really. I like that. That's really. But so he was freaking out because the audio wasn't working, and I kind of ignored it because I was like, "We're done. I don't need to worry about that. I can go work on. I can focus my attention on other things." But I checked it kind of later in the night, around like 7 or whatever. I was like, "Yeah, I might as well make sure it was posted and stuff, and that we're good to go." And I saw that, and I was like, "Oh crap! All right." And I took like 5 minutes, figured out the problem, figured out that with Google you have to share everything in the folder for it to be accessible, and I was like, "Awesome." Let me just go post this and email it to everyone, so that they know that they need to share the stuff in their Google Drive, the files, the audio files, so that people can actually use the audio. So I did that. I emailed everyone in the group. I posted it on our little forum that we were using to communicate, and it's all there. One person within 30 minutes, or one of the other people within 30 minutes, had theirs fixed. Mine was fixed when I figured it out, because I was like, okay, cool. World! It's being reborn! I'm dying, I'm sorry. And then this guy that freaked out just didn't do it. I don't know what happened. It was like 3 days later, he then just posts a recording of his screen of it. And I'm just like, bruh, you just right-click like 2 buttons, and you're done. You don't even have to record anything and spend like 30 minutes recording. Like, you can just right-click twice, and you're done. But, whatever. And now we just got an email, and, Professor's like, some of your audio doesn't work. I need that. I won't count it as late, but you need to figure this out. And I'm just like, I already did. I told everyone. They just didn't do it. Not on me, man. I even said we had to do a little, like a team review thing at the end of it. Basically, like, tell the professor, like, how much work did you do? How do you feel about your teammates? Did they do their parts and stuff? Is there anything else you need to tell me? And I, in that, mentioned that. I was like, hey, I don't know why he did a screen recording and like, posted it separately when he could have just put the audio, like, he could have just fixed the audio. Like, I told him how to fix the audio. And I emailed it, but whatever, right? It's not that big of a deal. So, naturally, is what it is. You love it. You love to see it. You love to see people not pay attention. The crystals as well. There's still power left in the crystal shards. Thank goodness. I agree. Lena, Ferris, Drill, because you took such good care of the shards. You did a pretty good job yourself, Bartz. Don't forget Grandpa. Now the wing will return to Tycoon. Correct, my dear. What? Huh? Oh, hi. It's like, is it like cool if like me and your daughter like together? Like, is that cool? Dad? Grandpa? Father? Papa? Elgar, Zexat? World still needs you. It's far too soon for you kids to be villainous. So, return to your world, the one you saved. Oh, okay, bye. Whee! Oh, bye. It was quite a nice night. Everyone lived happily ever after. Oh my god, is that? Is that Mr. Bank himself? Oh, come on, do it. Do it one last time. One last time. Fuck, no. I wanted it one more time. Thing. Man, maybe we'll still get it. We did it though. We maxed it. It's crazy how that fight went from like incredibly impossible to first try. Well, because we were more prepared, had better stuff. Oh, final crystal. Moral of my story is though, team projects suck. Don't make people projects. Grandpa. The letters arrived. I mean better. What? I don't know how to read. You're Sid and Mid. How are you? It's me, Krill. Somehow we made it back alive. Oh, come on, do it. Do it, dragon. Do it. Do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. It didn't. Oh, wait, I might do the thing still. Oh my god, we're alive. Battle Battle feels like it was just a bad dream. I don't know. Kind of was, honestly. Sheep. I love those sheep sprites. They look so cute. Those big sheep. Blue goals! Since then, I've traveled all over. Everything seems so peaceful now, like it was before. Blue goals are the best. Honestly, the greatest thing Final Fantasy ever came up with. Straight up. The Chancellor of Tycoon seems quite happy. Gotta say, Ferris looks like Shantae in that outfit, with that hairstyle. Look at her. Looking just like Shantae. However, Ferris seems worried about her pirate crew. Everyone involved is worried since they have no heir to their throne. I mean, they do. Maybe I'll be queen. Yeah, in my dreams. But it would be pretty cool, though. I don't know about that. Bart's is just out living with his dead father. Bart's went back to his hometown, not giving up on traveling, but still wanted to spend time near his parents before he set out again. Understandable. The Chocobo laid an egg. It laid another egg. It laid a third egg. Oh, Poco and Coco had their chicks. Maybe Chocobos are the cutest. You simply must go see them. I know it's exactly in like Krill's voice because she wrote it. Old man is reading it, so as far as I'm concerned. It's been a year since then. Sid and Ferris are busy running Tycoon, and Bart's is off on another of his journeys. I think I'll go back to that place where Grandpa's resting. Okay. Any of the others happen to drop by? No, I'm sure they'll come. Tell them I can't wait to meet up again. You did an outstanding job. Well did. From rescuing the turtle, eating up EXDEATH, the tree. We saved the turtle, we killed the tree. Fought a wolf man. Almost killed him. That right there almost murdered. Almost died because of it. We found out that Ferris was actually a lady. Parts. Oh yeah, I forgot. So fun fact about this game, actually. This ending sequence here, I believe it's this section of it. Actually might be the whole ending. Changes depending on who's alive and who's dead at the end of the game. So this is like technically, I guess, like the quote-unquote true ending. Because everyone's alive. So Lena. We got kind of lucky with that. I forgot about that until just now when this was happening. Oh yes, Sildra. Stop Ferris from drowning herself. Ferris. Of course, small child. That somehow managed to inherit all of her grandfather's ability. I believe actually was that right. That gave her all of her grandfather's skills and stuff. Got Bart to beat up a child. Real. Did a good job. Everyone did a good job. Oh, look at all those pixels. I can see them. I was just out in the forest. Big tree. If I hadn't saved me back then. Crystals have been restored. Everything's peaceful. There's something isn't bad. Oh my god. I guess it's just that. Grandpa died, and all alone. That's upsetting. But also, he'll figure it. People you. Very hard to like a child to use. Do the thing, dragon. No. Look at all his memories we have. Galuf literally went Super Saiyan and died to save his granddaughter. See you, Grandpa. What are you talking about? You're not alone. What, you're all just hiding in a tree? We're here with you. Oh wait, no, we're here with you. Buck up, kiddo. I know who characters are. I was here, y'all made it. Of course. As if there was any doubt. You gotta forget about a friend after everything we've been through. I have no control over text speed. Everyone, you. Ugh. No need for tears, Krill. It's time to be strong. If Galuf were here, he'd laugh at your blubbering, kiddo. Heh, you're right. Probably laughing right now. Yeah, because you look stupid. The crystals have regained their power. This time it's up to us to protect them. Dad and the others did. Say, do you hear that? Aye, that I do. Grandpa's voice? Nah, just the wind blowing through the trees. Or the rippling of water? Or the crackling of a fire? Or the shifting of the earth? No, not sure what it is, but I can hear it. Yeah, feels warm somehow. Let's go. Let's go! Off to do something? The dragon, do the thing. I did do the thing. Yeah, no, these things take so long. It is what it is. This is not the world we were in. I don't care what you say. This is not the world we were in. There we go. Now we're actually at the credits. Final Fantasy 5 Pixel Remasters app. Great time, great time. Honestly, this Pixel Remasters have been a lot of fun. I was thinking about it the other day. About like, if these things are really worth it or not, and I kind of think they are, personally. It kind of depends on what you want out of them, though. Like, there's not the most content in these games, right? It is very much true to the original versions of these games, as best as they can, with some obvious like fixes and stuff. Oh look, there they are. But I don't think that's a bad thing, right? I mean, they look great, they sound great, and they play just fine. You know, I'm not upset with any of them, really. I think Final Fantasy 2 is a little awkward, but that's just because Final Fantasy 2 is an awkward game in general. The changes they made to kind of make it not suck made it stupid easy. So, it is what it is, though. Well, there's all the Square Enix people. Wenix, if you will. But again, they don't have like all the crazy extra content that some of the other versions of these games have. Like most of them have like extra dungeons, and like this game has extra classes in some of the different versions of it and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal to not have that stuff. It's certainly one of those like situations where if you already have one of the remakes, it's not really a reason to get this. Because you probably have a better version anyways, but you know, as someone who's playing through a lot of these for the first time, it's not that bad. Like, it's been nice being able to like experience this stuff basically in their original form. But definitely don't think they're bad. They're definitely a good for old school RPGs that are old. But they're still a lot of fun. This game was a lot of fun too, actually. I actually love the class system in this. Where you like learn abilities and you can kind of change them out and stuff. Obviously, I kind of probably didn't use it the fullest until right at the end there, where I like sat here for 2 hours grinding stuff out just so we could get everything going. I get all the stuff that we needed to make the final boss literally fall over. That really made that fight go so much faster. It was so much easier. That setup. And there's other ways to do it too, right? One that I saw that seemed like it'd be kind of funny is you just have one person be a summoner with dual cast, and then the rest of your party is just mimics, and you just dual cast and then mimic it. Like you just dual cast like a big summon like Bahamut, and just a mimic. And you cast like 6 mega flares every turn, and just absolutely decimate things. Which is kind of funny, but it is what it is. As far as what we did, I think it worked. The 2 rapid fires with one being Dispel Blade, one having Zeninage as an option. The Zeninage is very, very useful in Phase 2 of EXDEATH because there's a lot of targets and it does a pretty good amount of damage. More than rapid fire's going to do. So I think it worked really well. I very much so. I didn't pay attention who the guitarist was. Did a great job. The guitarist and the drummer for this soundtrack. All of these soundtracks did really, really good. Obviously, next on the docket is Final Fantasy VI, but we're not jumping into that right away. Right? I've talked about it already. Our plan is to play a secret game that I've kind of wanted to play again for quite a while. I've kind of put it off. It's like, it'd be fun to do it on stream. So we're gonna play it on stream. I actually have it all ready to go. I have to make sure that it works. So I'll probably do that either later tonight or tomorrow. For the stream, make sure that it works and figure all that stuff out. We can play. I don't know if we're gonna do it tomorrow or not. I might wait till next week to start it up, but no, I don't know. Maybe we'll go right into it. I'll think about it. Tomorrow's probably gonna be we're starting that game or we're playing a fighting game. So one of the two. Literally no in betweens. I guess we could also do something else like 80, some other one like, but it's probably gonna be like, some fighting game. Probably Guilty Gear Strive, if I'm being honest. So a lot of it be Guilty Gear Strive or the secret game that I kept secret. Because I'm very excited to play it again. It was a really good time when I was a kid, but I never got through it because I was a dumb kid that didn't understand what I was doing in it really. So now that I kind of know what to do a little bit, or now that I think I'll be able to understand the game much better and do a much better job at going through it, I think it'll be a really good time. Maybe we'll finally beat it. It is a really fun game. It's a weird one though. It's not one that I think anyone expected to be a thing to happen, but it did, and it's fun. But we'll talk more about it when we start it. I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything else to say. That's the problem with Final Fantasy credits is they take forever. But I believe in showing credits, at least for streaming it. Like, all these people made the game, they deserve to at least be recognized. Right? I mean, I'm not gonna act like I don't skip credits all the time. As far as streaming it, right, they worked on this game, they provided me the content, so they can get their credit. Because that's just fair. Was Final Fantasy game. I mean, seriously, these credits are like forever. Some of these old games too, like it's funny how some of these games can really have like really long credit sequences, despite the fact that they're like such a small game. Obviously, the Pixar Remasters are still small games, but they're picking a much bigger team behind them. Just due to the nature of the companies being much larger nowadays, right? We're not gonna have like the 15 people that made Final Fantasy. Yes, usually when you start seeing those logos, that's when you start getting to the end. Maybe. There we go, yeah, we're definitely at the end now. For Enix logo. Maybe one more? Nope. That's it. That's the end of the game. We did it! It did. It transitioned to the main theme of this game. The fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, offer a profound and heartfelt thanks. Which has been at the end of every one of these. And honestly, I appreciate it. Oh no, there's still more credits. Save me. I think it's just showing what our classes were at the end. Oh yeah. Real, look at all these things we had. Decent HP. Learns 22 of the 74 abilities. There's 70. God. This is neat, actually. I like this. This is a nice little detail. This didn't need to be here, and it serves no real purpose, but I like it. Right? It's like at the end of Pokemon games, when you get the Elite Four, and it like shows all your Pokemon. Like, it doesn't need to do this. Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't have to do it, but it's neat. You know, it's like, this is the journey I took. This is what happened. You get to see where you ended up. She learned like nothing. Yeah, because I'm smarter, I'm faster, I'm better. I don't know. There he is. There's the man himself, Bart, in his dumb shirt, because he's a freelancer at the end of the game. Freelancer is just actually really good. Oh. Honestly, I could have gotten away with freelancer, I think. Not everyone. I just didn't. Next, I doesn't have to worry about dying to these, like, foot-tall heroes, but... Honestly, I think it's less that we're short and more that EXDEATH is just stupidly tall. Like, that man's just like a 30-foot-tall giant. You know? So, of course, everyone looks tiny. The end! That's it. We beat the game. We did it. Yes, I will create the clear save. There we go. 4 hearts together, the thing. Now, I need to make sure I am not on this song, because that is copyright nightmare. So we will, dungeon. Yeah. That's world's yeah, right? It's so funny how they do that a lot of the time. They literally, like, the big bad of the game is like this 90-foot-tall giant in battle, but out of battle he's just like the same size as you, and you're just like, cool. Why did we do that? Why is he so tall in combat? Doesn't matter. I don't have anything else. I kind of went through everything. So I guess, you know, obviously, I'll be back tomorrow for whatever I decide to do. VODs will be on EST next day. That's a thing that happened. Exclamation point VODs. Find the link that way. Or there's links below. I need to clean up my panels. Every time I like scroll down and look at them, I'm like, man, it is a cluttered mess down there. I need to figure out what I'm doing, because I don't like it. Right? I need to like fix it. But regardless, right, but we'll be back tomorrow with more fun. What kind of fun? I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow. And then after our fun mystery game, I think we'll move to Final Fantasy VI. It's going to be an amazing time and a nightmare at the same time. That game is really kind of long. I think it's longer than 5. And definitely much more story than 5. A lot more plot in that game. From what I remember. But it's still great. It's a really good time. I think probably like one of the pinnacles of Super Nintendo RPGs, as far as like how much content and data was packed into that cartridge. It's just a really good time. A really, really good game. It's my personal favorite Final Fantasy game. I can go into why when we start playing. I'm gonna get more into it. Some of it is spoiler territory. Granted, you know, the game's like 30 years point, but I never know. Some people don't play a lot of these older Final Fantasy. I mean, I never played 7, but granted, that's mostly because I never had 7 as a kid, and I was a dumb kid that didn't really know anything about video games. I didn't really even play any of the other Final Fantasy better. Like, I had 6, I just never played it myself. But regardless, that's a story for another time. But what's more important, how do I get out of here? I will be back tomorrow, normal time. Doing, I don't know what, but figure it out then. So until then, when I figure it out.